Chapter 402. Senior Tianming. This is, Wang Yu was both surprised and happy as he felt the drastic changes in his body. This is the nirvana intent, the key to advancing from the nascent soul stage to the divine transformation stage. I've given you the intent in advance. Your path to the divine transformation stage will be smooth. The heavenly fate jewel took the credit for this accident and took it for itself without hesitation. Nirvana intent? Thank you, Senior Tianming. Wang Yu was overjoyed as he felt the power of nirvana. He was even more grateful to the heavenly fate jewel. Since soul devourers are so useful, I'll catch one for Taiju. Wang Yu leaped into the air and roared in the nirvana void. With the essence of a soul devourer and the nirvana intent, the nirvana void was like a fish back in water to Wang Yu. Not long after, Wang Yu caught 2 more soul devourers and returned to the extraterritorial battlefield under the guidance of the heavenly fate jewel. Huzi, where did you go? As soon as he returned to the extraterritorial battlefield, Wang Lin's anxious voice came from the communication charm. Taiju? Huzi, don't move, I'll come to you right away. A moment later, a streak of light whizzed over. Wang Lin's figure landed beside Wang Yu. Huzi, where did you go? You've been missing for 3 years. Wang Lin asked Wang Yu anxiously. 3 years? Wang Yu froze for a moment and shook his head with a bitter smile. I fell into a space collapse and entered the nirvana void. I finally came back. I didn't expect it to be so long. Nirvana void. Wang Lin was shocked and his expression changed. After entering the extraterritorial battlefield, Situ Nan told him about the nirvana void. The nirvana void was a place where everything returned to silence. It was fortunate that Hu Zi could come back after falling in. Kid, I'm afraid it's not a matter of luck. Your brother must have a treasure on him. Moreover, he already has the intent, and it's the nirvana intent. That's incredible. Situ Nan praised in Wang Lin's mind. Treasure? Wang Lin smiled. Both brothers had supreme treasures. It seemed that it was not bad. Taiju, I obtained a fortuitous encounter in the nirvana void, and my cultivation has improved again. Wang Yu smiled at Wang Lin. I caught a few soul devourers. I devoured 1 for myself and left 2 for you. Wang Yu smiled and pointed a finger at Wang Lin's forehead. Taiju, pay attention. Prepare to absorb the soul devourer's power. Shao Chun tapped Wang Lin's forehead. After the heavenly fate pearl disintegrated the spirit devourer, the spirit energy that contained the intent of extermination surged into Wang Lin's spiritual sense. Wang Lin's eyes bulged as he hurriedly calmed his mind and absorbed the soul energy. Soul devourer? What a guy. This younger brother of yours is really generous. Kid, when you circulate the Yellow Springs Ascension technique and fuse with your divine soul, properly comprehend the nirvana concept. Who knows, you might be able to make a huge profit. Situ Nan hurriedly reminded Wang Lin when he was absorbing the spiritual energy. It took Wang Lin 7 days to absorb the soul power of the soul devourer. Boom! There was a sudden explosion in Wang Lin's spiritual sense as a translucent soul crystal appeared. At the same time, from the cold core cultivated by the Netherworld Ascension method, a deep blue icy force rushed into his knowledge sea and merged with the soul crystal. Extermination? Extermination concept? Situ Nan was dumbfounded. Who are these 2 brothers? One is nirvana. One is extermination. Such a strong murderous aura? Is he the reincarnation of a fiend? More importantly, Situ Nan discovered that after Wang Lin's cold core spirit energy fused with the soul crystal, there was a power similar to the extreme realm, but different from the extreme realm. Who said this kid's aptitude is poor? Apart from his spirit energy aptitude, this kid's wisdom, perseverance, and comprehension are all top-notch. Situ Nan curled her lips and was speechless for a long time. Taiju, there's nothing else to do here. Let's go out. Wang Yu didn't plan to stay any longer since he had already obtained the spoils from the extraterritorial battlefield. Okay. Wang Lin took out a token and activated it, forming a teleportation array. The two stepped into the teleportation array and instantly returned to the heaven-reaching tower outside Jueming Valley. It's only been 3 years and you're already out? The Cultivation Alliance messenger at the heaven-reaching tower looked at the two of them in surprise and waved his hand, signaling them to leave. Cleaning up the extraterritorial battlefield was already a benefit. The longest time limit was 20 years. It could only be less, not more. If you want to come out early, then that's your own problem. After leaving the heaven-reaching tower, the two of them flew through the air and returned to the Wang family village. After staying in the village for a few days and seeing their family members, the two of them set off again. Taiju, I found a very special place in the demonic cultivator sea. That place is very valuable to you. After leaving the Wang family village, Wang Yu waved his hand and opened a spatial tunnel. He turned to Wang Lin and said, "That place is called the Shattered Star Plain. It is said to be the place where an ancient god died." Shattered Star Plain? Ancient god? Wang Lin was a bit confused. He didn't know what an ancient god was. Kid, if what your little brother said is true, then it is indeed a good place. An ancient god is an existence that can destroy a planet with a wave of their hand. If you can obtain the inheritance of an ancient god and obtain the bloodline of an ancient god, then you will have struck gold. Situ Nan clicked her tongue in admiration. Your younger brother is really a lucky star. He can touch any treasure. Hee hee. Wang Lin laughed and stepped into the spatial tunnel with Wang Yu. The void moved and the world changed. In front of him was a vast plain. The surrounding sky was filled with red mist, dyeing the ground with a layer of blood red. On this plain, there were countless rocks of different shapes floating in the air, surrounding the entire plain. From afar, this ring of rocks was hundreds of miles thick, as if it was surrounded by countless meteorites. This was the origin of the name Shattered Star Plain. Crack! With a thunderous boom, streaks of blood-red lightning flashed on the floating boulders. The streaks of lightning were like a spider web, connecting all the floating boulders into a single entity. What a guy! Wang Lin's eyes narrowed. He was shocked by the scene before him. This is the Shattered Star Plain. I once killed a nascent soul cultivator of the 6th-level demon sect and learned this from his soul. Wang Yu pointed at the Shattered Star Plain and said to Wang Lin, "The land of the ancient god, the inheritance of an ancient god, the iron pillar, these things are very useful." Yes. Wang Lin nodded. He was also interested in the inheritance of an ancient god. Wang Lin, kid, don't be reckless. An ancient god that can leave behind an inheritance is not simple. Even in my prime, I was no match for an ancient god. If you want to go in, you have to be careful. Situ Nan certainly knew what an ancient god was. Even in his prime, an ancient god could crush him with one finger. I'll be careful. Wang Lin nodded and followed Wang Yu to the Shattered Star Plain. Stop. As they approached the floating rocks above the Shattered Star Plain, Wang Yu called out to Wang Lin and stopped. This was because the Destiny Pearl reminded Wang Yu in his mind. This is a magic formation. Don't go in. Wang Yu looked up at the floating rock surrounded by blood-red lightning and asked the Destiny Pearl in his mind, "Senior Destiny, this magic formation is very interesting. It can create a clone that is 1 level higher than you. Kill 1 and 2 more will be born. Kill 2 and 4 more will be born. It's endless." The Destiny Pearl giggled and reported the situation to Li Yu. This magic formation is indeed interesting. Through the system connection, Li Yu scanned the magic formation and recorded it in the resource vault. He planned to use it to trick people in the future. "Senior Destiny, how should we go in?" Wang Yu looked at the magic formation and frowned. They were 1 level higher than him, and there was an endless number of them. How could he fight them? Chapter 403. How do we get in? It's easy. The Heavenly Fate Jewel laughed. It's indeed troublesome to raise your cultivation level. However, I'll hide your cultivation level so that it's only at the mortal level. It doesn't matter if you have more. If they used other methods to hide their cultivation level, they might not be able to hide it from the formation. However, if they used the Heavenly Fate Jewel to hide their aura, the formation wouldn't be able to do anything. After all, no matter how powerful the formation was, it couldn't replicate a system. Following the instructions of the Heavenly Fate Jewel, Wang Yu waved his hand and a stream of light flashed across his and Wang Lin's body. In an instant, their exposed cultivation level was reduced to that of a mortal. Let's go! Wang Yu called out and charged into the floating boulder formation. Lightning flashed in front of them and two identical incarnations appeared. Their cultivation level was gone. Mortals didn't have such a thing as cultivation level. Even if they raised their cultivation level, they still wouldn't have any cultivation level. A group of mortals with no cultivation level naturally couldn't stop two cultivators. The two of them charged forward. One incarnation after another was smashed into pieces and another was born. However, it was meaningless. After the two of them had traversed a distance of 100 li, the entire great array was filled with people. The clones of the two of them were packed densely together. Unfortunately, the two of them had already reached the end and walked out of the floating boulder formation. Whoosh! The numerous incarnations behind them shattered and turned into dust that merged into the ground. There's an entrance here? There was a huge hole in front of them. It was as if a piece of the void had been cut out, forming a door that emitted a faint light. Behind this door, rays of light of different colors flashed and disappeared. Black, white, red, yellow, and green, the 5 colors rotated. Behind is the land of the 5 elements. The Heavenly Fate Jewel reminded them. The 5 elements rotated differently. Don't get separated. Later, listen to my orders. Hearing the Heavenly Fate Jewel's instructions, Wang Yu and Wang Lin made their preparations and waited for the Heavenly Fate Jewel's instructions. Let's go! The two of them moved at the same time and rushed into the door together. Whoosh! There was the sound of water beside their ears. In front of them was a vast ocean. A bone-chilling cold attacked them. Wang Yu and Wang Lin felt very comfortable. This is the land of the water element. This area was filled with cold nether water. Other than being cold, there's nothing special about it. Cold? Wang Yu smiled. He cultivated the ice spirit divine light and was known as the old ice demon. Naturally, he would not be afraid of the cold. Wang Lin had taken the Netherworld Ascension technique as his main cultivation technique. Naturally, he wasn't afraid of the cold. As a result, the two of them were completely unaffected by this water elemental land that was difficult for other cultivators to enter. After wading through the water for a day, the two of them finally walked out of the water region. There is a teleportation formation here. It must lead to the interior of the land of the ancient god. At the end of the water, on top of a huge reef, a teleportation formation was emitting bursts of spiritual light. Let's go in and take a look. The two of them stepped onto the teleportation array. With a flash of spiritual light, they were teleported to the next level. A path of no return? In front of him was a river with a stone bridge over it. At the head of the bridge, there was a stone tablet with the words, Road of No Return engraved on it. There was a small line of words below the stele. I stepped on the floating stone formation and crossed the land of the 5 elements in an instant. Entering this road of no return is rather interesting. If you are fated to come here, remember the meaning of no return. Someone has been here? Stepping on the floating stone formation and crossing the land of the 5 elements in an instant? This person's tone is not small. Seeing this line of words, Wang Yu and Wang Lin were shocked. If not for the help of the Heavenly Fate Pearl, the two of them wouldn't even be able to pass the floating stone formation. The person who left the message seemed to have passed it easily? The heavenly fate pearl sneered. Kid, carve a line of words too. Just right. Stepping on the floating stone, crossing the 5 elements, strolling leisurely. Road of no return, soul-bewitching technique, unworthy of the name. Alright. Wang Yu also felt a little playful. He took out a flying sword and carved a line of words with a swish 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 sound. Stepping on the floating stone, crossing the 5 elements, strolling leisurely. Road of no return, soul-bewitching technique, unworthy of the name. Seeing the line of words carved by Wang Yu, Wang Lin shook his head. Huzi, stop playing. Let's go over quickly. All right. Wang Yu put away his flying sword and waved his hand according to the instructions of the heavenly fate pearl. A light screen enveloped the two of them, isolating them from any outside interference. Since the illusion was isolated, the road of no return naturally had no effect on the two of them. Indeed, it was like strolling leisurely. They crossed the stone bridge easily. After crossing the stone bridge, the two of them flew away on a streak of light. Not long after, a huge mountain blocked their path. This mountain Wang Yu and Wang Lin landed at the foot of the mountain. Looking up at the verdant mountain peak in front of them, they frowned slightly. This mountain looked very ordinary. There was nothing special about it. However, the two of them felt a little uneasy. They kept feeling that there was something wrong with this mountain. Restriction Mountain. This mountain is covered with restrictions. Every flower, every blade of grass, every soil, and every stone is a restriction. The heavenly fate pearl reminded. Wang Lin, kid, this mountain is not simple. This is an ancient god restriction. Don't barge in recklessly. However, this is also a good place to learn restrictions. Situnan said in Wang Lin's mind. Wang Yu, this is a good place for you to learn restrictions. With me teaching you and these ready-made restrictions as examples, you'll be able to master restrictions very quickly. Thus, the two of them stepped onto the restriction mountain together. With the heavenly fate pearls scanning and analysis, all the restrictions were clearly displayed. The two old grandpas taught them step by step. Moreover, the two pearls had the ability to accelerate time. As they moved forward, they cracked the restrictions and set up new ones. At first, the two of them didn't move very fast. However, as they learned more restrictions, their speed became faster and faster. After spending an entire year, the two of them had broken through all the restrictions on the entire restriction mountain. Then, they set them up again and even added some more insidious method. If someone else comes next time, we'll have a good show to watch. When they reached the top of the mountain, the two of them looked at each other and laughed loudly. 1 year in the outside world, including the heavenly fate pearl's virtual illusion and the heaven-defying pearl's space, the two of them had spent about 4 years. After such a long time of immersing themselves in learning, the two of them had gained a lot. Boom! At this moment, there was a loud noise above the mountain. The shadow of a giant appeared in the sky. Comprehender of the restriction mountain, your wisdom is amazing. If you can enter my body, I'll give you the inheritance of the ancient god's restrictions. After saying this, the projection of the towering giant disappeared, and a shimmering teleportation formation appeared at the summit of the mountain. They walked to the teleportation formation. At this moment, the two of them found another line of words on the platform next to the teleportation formation. Breaking the restriction mountain and reaching the top. The ancient god's restrictions are just SOSO. Seeing this sentence, Wang Yu's heart skipped a beat. He took out his flying sword and wrote another sentence. I broke the restrictions in 1 day. How many days did you take? Putting away his flying sword, Wang Yu saw this fake sentence and laughed. You're really? Wang Lin shook his head speechlessly and pulled Wang Yu into the formation. With a flash of light, the two of them disappeared. Chapter 404. The third trial is actually the Nirvana Void? After passing through the teleportation array, What appeared before them was a pitch-black and deathly silent space. Countless wandering souls whizzed through the void. The appearance of the two was like two torches in the darkness. The wandering souls screamed and swarmed toward them. Hee. Wang Yu and Wang Lin looked at each other and shook their heads with a smile. Both of them had already condensed soul crystals and possessed the ability to devour souls. These wandering souls might be deadly to others, but to them they were nothing. Since they're here, let's eat them. As soon as he released his divine sense, it swept out like a raging tide, sweeping away all the wandering souls that swarmed over. The remaining wandering souls were scared out of their wits. They screamed and ran away. The two of them quickly passed through the land of wandering souls without any obstacles. It was as easy as going on an outing. Behind this teleportation formation should be the place where the ancient god resides. At the end of the land of wandering souls, there was a giant teleportation array on top of a floating boulder. Let's go. The two of them stepped into the teleportation array and arrived at a very strange place. It was a golden world. There seemed to be a huge pipeline in front of him. At a glance, there was only a scene of brilliant golden light. What is this place? Seeing this scene, Wang Yu and Wang Lin were stunned. These are the meridians of the ancient god. You are now inside the meridians of the ancient god. The Destiny Pearl chuckled. Kid, this ancient god is probably very powerful. Looking at the meridians, I'm afraid it's at least an 8-star ancient god. Meridians? This is a meridian? If a meridian was this big, then how big would the ancient god's body be? Wang Yu was stunned. The ancient gods were born with the ability to change their size. Normally, they would be the size of a normal person, but when they use their full strength, they would be at their largest. The Destiny Pearl explained with a smile. This 8-star ancient god's largest body is larger than the entire Suzaku planet. Wow! Wang Yu sucked in a breath of cold air. A body larger than a planet was simply unimaginable. Right now, we are in the vicinity of the ancient god's Yutong acupoint. This place was the closest to the ancient god's sea of consciousness. The inheritance of the ancient god was in his sea of consciousness. Let's go. The heavenly fate pearl urged. Wang Yu nodded. Following the instructions of the Destiny Jewel, he and Wang Lin rushed towards the ancient god's sea of knowledge. Flying through his meridians, the huge passageway suddenly opened up, and a vast golden ocean appeared under his feet. This is the Yintang acupoint. An acupoint of an ancient god. The sea of consciousness is still behind. Don't delay. One acupuncture point was like a vast ocean. Wang Yu was shocked. He turned to look at Wang Lin and found that Wang Lin was also looking at him with a face full of shock. Tai Zhu also knows that this is an ancient god's aperture? It seems that the supreme treasure on Tai Zhu's body is also extraordinary. Wang Yu smiled and didn't take it to heart. After crossing the golden ocean, the two of them entered a huge tunnel. After flying for more than 2 hours and passing through a layer of light, the two of them finally arrived at the ancient god's sea of consciousness. Even though the two of them were prepared, they were still stunned by the scene in front of them. In front of them was a huge sphere, so huge that it was boundless. It was like a planet. This boundless sphere had one side as red as blood and the other side as black as ink. One black and one red, the two sides were clearly separated. The black half was shrouded in a thick black fog. There were faint sounds of thunder and flashes of lightning within it. The red half emitted a glaring red light that undulated like the waves of the sea. The black half is the sea of knowledge. The other half seems to be a seal. Kid, the ancient god's inheritance is in the black half. Hearing the Destiny Pearl's words, Wang Yu nodded and turned to look at Wang Lin. Tai Zhu, the ancient god's inheritance is here. It's suitable for you. Let's go. As he spoke, Wang Yu took the lead and led Wang Lin to the black part of the sphere. After passing through the black fog seemed to have a huge resistance. The deeper they went, the greater the resistance. Towards the end, the two of them were almost unable to move. Senior Destiny, Wang Yu saw that the situation was not right and could only ask the Destiny Pearl for help. I'm ready. Kid, don't worry. The Destiny Pearl answered, and an invisible wave rushed out and shrouded Wang Yu and Wang Lin. As soon as this wave came out, all the black fog around the two of them disappeared. The pressure was instantly swept away. Great! Wang Yu was very happy and continued to move forward into the black sea of knowledge. The further they went, the thicker the black fog. When the two of them passed through the black fog, there was a purple-black sea of lightning below their feet. Boom! Crack! Thunder roared and lightning flashed. The boundless sea of lightning seemed to be about to destroy the world and everything. How do we go in? Seeing this scene, the two of them turned pale. TSK. How can a mere divine telekinesis thunder stop me? The heavenly fate jewel proudly raised its head. Kid, you can leave without worry. Okay. Wang Yu trusted the heavenly fate pearl's promise. Until now, there seemed to be nothing the Destiny Pearl couldn't do. Carefully approaching the sea of lightning, Wang Yu found that all the lightning around him disappeared, just like when they passed through the black fog. It really works. Wang Yu smiled and waved at Wang Lin. Let's go. After passing through the sea of lightning, the two of them officially stepped into the sea of knowledge of the ancient god. In front of his eyes was a vast ocean. In the boundless ocean, there were waves of raging black tides surging and churning. Senior Destiny, where is the ancient god's inheritance? Looking at the boundless black ocean, Wang Yu and Wang Lin looked at each other in dismay. The scene in front of them didn't look like there was an inheritance at all. Watch out! At this time, the Destiny Pearl and Situ Nan's exclamation sounded in their minds at the same time. Boom! In the pitch-black sea, huge waves suddenly surged. As the waves rolled, a creature that looked like a dragon and a snake broke out of the waves and rushed into the air. It was a huge monster that was tens of thousands of feet long. After the monster rushed out, a vast and powerful force covered the sky and covered the earth. Wang Yu and Wang Lin were shocked. It was as if a heavy mountain was pressing down on them. They almost couldn't breathe. Plenilune. Is this the ancient god's companion pet, the Plenilune? How can it be so huge? Boy, don't move. This thing can kill you with a breath. Situ Nan exclaimed in Wang Lin's mind. Boy, this is a Plenilune, the ancient god's companion pet. This Plenilune is not in its final form. The final form of the Moongazer serpent is just like the moon. The Destiny Pearl explained in Wang Yu's mind. Just like the moon? Wang Yu took a breath of cold air. Even a companion pet was like the moon. How terrifying was the ancient god! Young man, are you here to inherit the master's inheritance? The Plenilune wriggled, lowered its huge head, and asked the two of them. Phew, seeing that the Plenilune didn't attack but asked a question, the two of them were relieved. With their current cultivation, if they really wanted to fight with this Moongazer serpent, it could probably kill them with a cough. Yes. Wang Yu nodded and pushed Wang Lin. He will inherit the ancient god's inheritance. You two passed the land of 5 elements and were lucky enough to be recognized by the master. Through the Forbidden Mountain, your wisdom was recognized by the master. Through the land of wandering souls, your strength was recognized by the master. It is in line with the inheritance rules. As the Plenilune monster spoke, it twisted its long neck and a scale on its neck flew out, emitting a gorgeous spiritual light and floating in front of the two of them. According to the master's rules, the inheritor must kill the master's enemy. As it spoke, the Plenilune monster turned its head and looked at the blood-red sky in the distance. The master's enemy is sealed in the sea of blood over there. The inheritor must kill the master's enemy. We agree. After receiving the guidance from the Destiny Pearl, Wang Yu quickly nodded and agreed. Very good. The Plenilune monster nodded. Then, the inheritance begins. The floating scale bloomed with a brilliant light, and huge crystals appeared in the light. Young man, remember your promise. The plenilune monster glanced at the two of them, turned around, and plunged into the Black Sea. Chapter 405. Ancient Gods' Inheritance? It's worth learning from. The two most powerful races in this world were the immortal race and the ancient race. The ancient gods were a branch of the ancient race, and were known for their powerful physical strength. The so-called immortal ancient Tao body was an ancient Tao true body that fused with the ancient demons and ancient demons on the foundation of the ancient god body. The ancient god's inheritance was worth studying for Li Yu. When the moongazer serpent released its scales, the crystals formed by the ancient god's inheritance appeared. Li Yu connected to his destiny pearl and scanned it without hesitation. In the ancient god's mind, numerous 10-meter-long crystals floated in the air, illuminating the surrounding space with a dazzling brilliance. Taizhu, go! Wang Yu gave Wang Lin a push and urged him. Taizhu, we're brothers. Why are you still talking nonsense? Go. Wang Yu interrupted Wang Lin and waved his hand at him. Okay. They were brothers. There was no need to be polite. Wang Lin nodded and reached out to touch the floating crystals. As soon as he touched the crystals, Wang Lin's body went limp and fell into the Black Sea below. At the same time, a round pearl flew out of Wang Lin's body and rushed into the ancient god's inheritance crystal. Ah? What's going on? The sudden change made Wang Yu turn pale with fright. He hurriedly supported Wang Lin, but found that Wang Lin seemed to be in a deep sleep, without any movement. Kid, the ancient god's inheritance is a divine soul inheritance. His divine soul has already left his body and entered the ancient god's inheritance crystal. There's no danger. Instead, there's an opportunity. Don't worry. Hearing the explanation from the Destiny Pearl, Wang Yu was relieved. Kid, I don't know how long it'll take for him to absorb the ancient god's inheritance. Store his body in your heavenly fate jewel so that his body won't be damaged for too long. Okay. Wang Yu felt that it was reasonable and quickly stored Wang Lin's body in the Destiny Pearl. At this time, the nearly 100 feet long crystals trembled and burst out a bright light. At the same time, the heaven-defying beads spun and opened up an unknown space. Close to 100 ancient god inheritance crystals were instantly sucked into the heaven-defying beads space. Under the time acceleration of the heaven-revolting space, Wang Lin began to absorb the ancient god's inheritance crystal. Kid, take that bead and let's go. Now it's time to take your harvest. Yes. Since he had already obtained the ancient god's inheritance, there was no point in staying any longer. More importantly, he also wanted to know what the Destiny Pearl was talking about. Wang Yu put away the heaven-defying pearl and followed the directions of the heavenly mandate pearl. He flew all the way out of the ancient god's sea of consciousness. Wang Yu flew along a wide tunnel. After an unknown period of time, Wang Yu rushed out from a huge gap. That is, after rushing out of the sea of consciousness, Wang Yu saw the scene in front of him and was stunned. In front of him was a vast and boundless void. In this void, an incomparably huge and majestic figure sat cross-legged in the void. It was as if even the void could not contain its enormous body. His vast aura made it seem as if even the heavens and earth could only lower their heads. This is the ancient god? This ancient god's eyes were closed, and there were 8 shining golden stars between his eyebrows. On his huge body, even the fine hairs were like giant pillars supporting the sky. A head of dark golden hair draped over his shoulders. Each strand of hair was like a huge swimming dragon. A simple and crude armor covered his entire body. The thickness of the armor was as deep as the earth. Kid, this is your harvest. The Destiny Pearl laughed and flew out from Wang Yu's body. The ancient god's soul has dispersed, but his bloodline is still alive. Kid, after I take this ancient god and refine him, you will also have the ancient god's bloodline. Take it? How could such a huge, ancient god be taken in? Did the Destiny Pearl have this ability? In fact, of course not. Even if Li Yu was willing to spend the energy, he could not open a channel to take in an entire planet. However, after scanning the ancient god's crystal of inheritance and obtaining all the information of the ancient god's inheritance, Li Yu could use the Destiny Pearl to consume the system's energy and activate the ancient god's body resize ability. Kid, watch carefully. The heavenly fate bead flew out and landed on the ancient god's glabella with a flash of clear crystal light. System, activate the ancient god's body resize ability. The ancient god's body resize ability was originally the body's ability. Li Yu only needed to use some energy to activate this ability. However, activating this ability did not consume too much energy. After using up the energy of the Class 12 Dire Beast in the seven-colored realm, it would be enough. Boom! The ancient god's body resize emitted a brilliant golden light. The entire void rumbled as if it had collapsed. In the brilliant golden light, the huge ancient god's body resize kept shrinking. It was like a balloon that suddenly deflated. The ancient god's body resize suddenly turned into a normal person's body. Surprisingly, even the ancient armor on the ancient god's body resize at the same time. It completely fit the ancient god's body resize. Take in. After the ancient god's body resize turned into a normal person's body, the Destiny Pearl roared. An invisible wave swept across and the ancient god's body resize disappeared. It was absorbed into the Destiny Pearl. Let's go. The Destiny Pearl turned into a ray of light and entered Wang Yu's body. Even the ancient god's body resize had been absorbed. There was no point in staying in the ancient god's land of inheritance. Wang Yu nodded and activated the Destiny Pearl's void teleportation ability. He opened a space channel and returned to the Demonic Cultivator's Sea. Demonic Cultivator's Sea, Little Cold Mountain. This was where Wang Yu, as the old ice demon, stayed in the Demonic Cultivator's Sea. After returning to the Demonic Cultivator's Sea, Wang Yu activated the formation and sealed the cave. He waited for the Destiny Pearl to refine the ancient god's bloodline and for Wang Lin to absorb the ancient god's inheritance. In fact, after the ancient god's body resize was absorbed into the Destiny Pearl, it was immediately transferred to Li Yu. Ancient god's body resize. 8-star Imperial Ancient God. Not bad. Looking at the ancient god's body in the resource vault, Li Yu was very satisfied. This is a great harvest. Other than the ancient god's body resize, the ancient god's demonic will incarnation Tuasin in the Blood Sea Seal, and some cultivators imprisoned by Tuasin, there are also the ancient god's weapons, star-destroying spear and plenilune blade. These were indeed great gains, but Li Yu was not really concerned about these. What I need is an ancient god's secret superpower. Inky Flow Mind Splitting Technique. The ancient god clan had a mysterious superpower called Inky Flow Mind Splitting Technique. Once this superpower was mastered, it could split one's divine consciousness into 10, 10 into 100, 100 into 1,000, 1,000 into 10,000 and finally into billions of divine consciousness. Moreover, each divine consciousness had power that was not inferior to the main body's divine soul. Billions of divine consciousness splits. To me, it's very valuable. The Sun Soul could split into 129,600 divine consciousness split. Under normal circumstances, Li Yu would not need to split so many divine consciousness splits. However, at this moment, 120,000 divine consciousness splits were not enough to comprehend the vast Taoist rhymes in the Rainbow Tao Flower. This Inky Flow Mind splitting technique was very useful. If billions of divine consciousness splits were to comprehend at the same time, the speed of comprehension would increase by billions of times. Very good. The Inky Flow Mind splitting technique is very useful to me. Chapter 406. I still need to cultivate the flowing ink soul split spell to be able to split my soul into billions. There's no rush. Liu put down the flowing ink soul split spell and focused on the ancient god's body. 8-star Royal Ancient God 2C cultivated the flowing ink soul split spell to become a 9-star Ancient God. However, at the critical moment, he was ambushed by Tua's son, the demonic avatar he cut off and died. Liu looked at the resource vault. 2C's memories have been scanned and recorded. The inheritance Tua's son stole is also here. The ancient god inheritance is very complete. Then I can use it. 8-star Royal Ancient God had strength equivalent to the second stage of the third step, the Spirit Void stage. In the current cave world, this was a very powerful force. This kind of power could be of some use. System: extract 2 portions of ancient god blood and transfer them to the Fate Pearl. If Wang Yu and Wang Lin wanted to become ancient gods, they needed ancient god blood. With these 2 portions of ancient god blood, the 2 of them could become royal ancient gods. Send the ancient god weapons, the star-destroying spear and the moongazer blade to them as well. With these 2 Spirit Void stage weapons, even if they can only use a portion of their power, they will be invincible on planet Suzaku. Give them the moongazer serpent as well. Although the moongazer serpent is only at the first stage of the third step, as long as they don't seek death, they won't be afraid of running rampant in the cave world. In addition, scan the memories of the soul formation, soul transformation, and ascendant cultivators captured by Tua's son in the ancient god Sea of Blood. Break them down into energy and send it to Wang Yu. The power of more than 100 soul formation, soul transformation, and ascendant cultivators was enough for them to digest for a long time. With this kind of foundation, I don't believe you 2 brothers can't make a name for yourselves. A faint smile appeared on Liu's face. You 2 brothers, turn this world upside down for me. After dealing with the resources that should be distributed, Liu planned to keep the remaining ancient god body for himself. System: reconstruct Tua's son's divine soul. As my guard, reload his memory and brand him with the mark of loyalty. Integrate all the knowledge, skills, and divine abilities of the ancient gods into the new divine soul. With a flash of multicolored light, Tua's son's soul instantly disintegrated and then reconstructed according to Liu's request. A moment later, a new soul appeared in the resource vault. Very good. Merge the new Tua's son's god soul with the ancient god body. Under Liu's command, a new ancient god was born. With a wave of his hand, a handsome young man with golden eyes and dark blonde hair wearing simple armor appeared in front of Liu. Tua's son greets the Lord. After Tua's son appeared, he walked a few steps towards Liu, half-kneeled on the ground, and cupped his fists in salute. His armor clanged, as if he were a calm, resolute, and solemn general. Get up. Liu nodded, waved his hand, and took out a shining golden dagger axe. He handed it to Tua's son. This is the golden dragon dagger axe. Take it and use it. In the Marquis Champion's world, Liu had obtained 9 Holy Emperor divine weapons from the Jambu Great Formation. Only this golden dragon dagger axe was still moldy in the resource vault. Now it finally came in handy. Many thanks, Lord. Tua's son took the golden dragon dagger axe and felt the immense dragon aura and the abundant metal energy in the dagger axe. He was delighted. You are walking the path of body refinement. The ancient god technique is extraordinary, but the body divine ability is still somewhat lacking. You can cultivate this technique as well. Liu imparted the human immortal martial path to Tua's senator ever since he had obtained the 3 heads, 6 arms divine ability in the previous world. Liu had also integrated this divine ability into the human immortal martial path. Rebirth from a drop of blood, shape-shifting, 3 heads, 6 arms, and the ancient god-size manipulation divine ability. With these divine abilities, Tua's son's strength would definitely be stronger. Go and cultivate. I will summon you if I need you. Liu waved his hand and sent Tua's son away. At this moment, in the demonic cultivator sea. Senior Tianming, is this the blood of the ancient gods? In the cave residence of the little cold mountain, Wang Yu looked at the two fist-sized golden blood balls floating in front of him with a face full of surprise. Through the explanation of the heavenly fate pearl, Wang Yu had already understood the importance of the blood of the ancient gods. These two blood balls could allow the two brothers to become true royal ancient gods. In addition to the blood of the ancient gods, there is also the ancient god weapon. With that, the heavenly fate pearl released a pitch-black spear and a long saber that looked like a cold moon. The spear was as black as ink, as if even the surrounding light was sucked into the spear. A destructive aura was emitted, as if it could even shatter the void and pierce through the earth. The long saber that looked like a cold moon emitted a cold and dead aura, as if the world was still and everything was returning to the void. Ancient god weapon? So powerful? Just feeling the aura emitted by the two weapons made Wang Yu's heart tremble. It was as if a sharp sword was hanging on his back. This is a treasure at the third step of the ethereal spirit realm. Even if you can't use your full strength, you are already invincible on this small planet Suzaku. The heavenly fate pearl let out a proud laugh. We are actually invincible? When Wang Yu heard this, his heart was filled with shock and disbelief. Kid, the harvest this time is great. There is also an incomparably large amount of spiritual energy, enough for you to reach the soul transformation stage. Even reaching the ascendant stage is not impossible. The heavenly fate pearl proudly raised its head. This is not the most important thing. Do you still remember the moongazer serpent in the ancient god's sea of consciousness? The heavenly fate pearl waved its hand and a light screen appeared, displaying the 100,000-foot-long moongazer serpent. Moongazer serpent, Wang Yu's pupils shrank and he couldn't help but exclaim, "Could it be? That's right. Kid, I have refined the soul of this moongazer serpent. As long as you become an ancient god, you can make it recognize you as its master with a drop of blood. This is the power of a third-step cultivator. With this, you can dominate the world." Wang Yu was already stunned by this pleasant surprise. With a weapon in hand, they would be invincible on Suzaku. With a third-step moongazer serpent, they would be able to dominate the world. Coupled with the large amount of spiritual energy that was enough for the two brothers to reach the soul transformation stage, Wang Yu was shocked speechless. "Taizhu, we are already invincible," Wang Yu muttered to himself as he turned his head to look at the heaven-defying pearl floating at the end of the cave. "Invincible my ass!" The heavenly fate pearl roared, "Kid, your own strength is the foundation. Don't be blinded by external things." Wang Yu's body trembled. This roar was like a clap of thunder that woke Wang Yu up. A cold aura flowed through his body like a cold current that cleansed his soul. All of his distracting thoughts were swept away. "Thank you, Senior, for your guidance." Wang Yu's mind calmed down. His mind, which had been stirred up by this surprise, instantly calmed down. The surprise is too big. I actually forgot myself. It's good that you understand. The heavenly fate pearl nodded. Your brother needs to finish digesting the ancient god's inheritance. Even with that pearl speeding up time, I'm afraid it will take several years. During this time, you can't be idle. Indeed. Wang Yu smiled. Senior heavenly fate pearl, then I will refine and integrate the ancient god's blood first. Chapter 407. Kid, bear with it. The Destiny Pearl looked at Wang Yu with a strange smile. It waved its hand and a drop of golden ancient god blood fell on Wang Yu's head. Bear with it. Wang Yu's heart skipped a beat. Looking at the expression of his heavenly fate pearl, he had a bad feeling. Sure enough, the drop of ancient god blood above Wang Yu's head exploded and turned into a cloud of golden mist that enveloped Wang Yu. Even though Wang Yu was mentally prepared, he still couldn't help but roar in pain. The golden mist around him surged into Wang Yu's body like hot magma. At this moment, Wang Yu felt that every drop of blood and every inch of his flesh was thrown into a hot furnace. It was roasted, tortured, and smelted. The intense pain came like a tide. He couldn't resist it at all. Kid, the path of ancient God is the cruelest. The heavenly fate jewel chuckled. From the day an ancient God's infant was born, it was sent into the core of a planet by an adult ancient God. They have to bear the torture of the planet's core and the pressure of the earth. Only those who can endure this pressure can survive and grow. So, the pain you are suffering now is worse than that of an ancient God baby. Kid, you can't bear it? Kid, you're worse than a baby. The Destiny Pearl's voice came into Wang Yu's mind. Wang Yu, who was in great pain, was shocked. No. How can I be worse than a baby? Wang Yu roared angrily. His soul shook. Cold air circulated in his soul. His heart was as clear as ice and as cold as an iceberg. 1 day, 2 days, time passed slowly. In the blink of an eye, 5 years had passed. After 5 years, the golden mist around Wang Yu became thinner and thinner. In the end, all the golden mist disappeared. Boom! A dark golden light burst out, and an enormous aura shook the entire cave, making a buzzing sound. When the light faded, a young man with a head full of dark golden hair and eyes shining with dark golden light stood with his head held high. Is this an ancient God? With a casual wave of his hand, an explosive sound rang out in the air. It was as if a gentle wave of his hand had caused the surrounding air to explode. Feeling the enormous power in his body, Wang Yu was overjoyed. At this time, Wang Yu suddenly discovered that the yuan qi of heaven and earth that permeated the air was clearly visible to his divine sense. More importantly, as he breathed, the qi of heaven and earth merged into his body at an extremely fast speed. It seemed to be even faster than when he was meditating. What's so strange about that? When an ancient God grew from an infant to a youth, it could absorb all the heaven-earth vital qi of a planet. The path of growth for ancient gods is the path of devouring and plundering. The Destiny Pearl glanced at Wang Yu and nodded. Not bad. You are already a royal ancient god. At this point, the Destiny Pearl pointed at the heaven-defying pearl floating at the end of the cave. Kid, it's been 5 years. It's time for your brother to come out. Iron Pillar? Has he finished absorbing the ancient god's inheritance? Wang Yu was overjoyed. He quickly looked at the heaven-defying bead floating at the end of the cave. Boom! At this time, the heaven-defying bead shook violently and emitted a brilliant light. Crack! There was the sound of the void shattering. A black-haired, black-eyed figure emitting a deathly cold aura stepped out of the void. The figure appeared like a black hole. The entire cave seemed to darken a little. Iron Pillar? Wang Yu glanced at the black hole-like figure. He seemed to be unable to recognize him. Who's he? The dark figure looked up at Wang Yu. His pitch-black eyes were no longer dark. Instead, they flashed with a little light. Iron Pillar, you have another body? Seeing the figure in front of him, Wang Yu was a little dazed. When absorbing the inheritance, Wang Lin's soul left his body. Until now, Wang Yu had kept his body. Now, Wang Lin had actually transformed into another true body? Body? Wang Lin looked at his body and shook his head helplessly. I don't know what's going on either. I spent hundreds of years in the heaven-defying bead before I finished absorbing the ancient god's inheritance. I didn't expect to transform into another body. This body is the body of an ancient god. However, without the ancient god's blood, I can't be considered a real ancient god. Wang Lin looked up at Wang Yu. A smile appeared on his cold face. Looks like you've gained a lot too. You're already a real ancient god. Wang Yu nodded. When you were absorbing the inheritance, I also gained a lot in the land of the ancient god. With that, Wang Yu waved his hand and took out a golden ball of blood. This is the ancient god's blood. It's just right for you. After merging with the ancient god's blood, you'll be a real ancient god. All right. Wang Lin reached out his hand and sucked the ancient god's blood into his hand. He grabbed the ancient god's blood and slapped it on his chest. Bang! The ball of ancient god's blood was slapped into Wang Lin's heart. Bang! Bang! A huge heartbeat sounded like a war drum. Wang Lin's body exploded with a dark, golden light. A huge aura rushed up. Not bad. Ancient gods are indeed extraordinary. The aura disappeared and the light dissipated. Wang Lin's figure reappeared. He didn't seem to have changed, but his essence was different. Although Wang Lin's ancient god's body was extraordinary, he didn't have the ancient god's blood and didn't have the essence of an ancient god. At that moment, the ancient god's body had the ancient god's blood. He had patched up the last flaw and became a real ancient god. He merged with the ancient god's blood so easily? Why did it take me so long? Why did you suffer so much? Wang Yu saw Wang Lin merge with the ancient god's blood and quickly asked the destiny pearl. After he received the inheritance, he already had the ancient god's body. He just lacked the ancient god's blood. Of course, it was fast. Moreover, he took so long to absorb the inheritance. Do you think he didn't suffer? The heavenly fate jewel replied in annoyance. Alright. Wang Yu thought it made sense. He didn't care about it. He waved his hand and took out the Star Destroyer's spear and the plenilune blade from the Destiny Pearl. Iron Pillar, this is also my gain. 8-star Ancient God's weapon is very powerful. Choose one. 8-star Ancient God's weapon? Wang Lin could feel the vast aura emitted by the two weapons, and he was shocked. Even the aura was so powerful. How powerful were these two weapons? The spear's aura is quite compatible with mine. I'll use the spear. The destructive aura from the spear was very compatible with Wang Lin's domain of destruction. It was the perfect weapon for him. That's the Star Destroyer spear. Yes, I also think it's very suitable for you. Wang Yu smiled and hung the plenilune blade on his waist. Iron Pillar, with these two weapons, no one on Suzaku will be a match for us. They're that powerful? Even someone as calm as Wang Lin was shocked by this news. He's right. At that moment, Situ Nan let out a long sigh in Wang Lin's mind. You two brothers are going to turn the world upside down. These two weapons are too powerful. Even if I were at my peak, I wouldn't be able to stop them. This brother of yours, where did he come from? Or should I say, what is the origin of the supreme treasure on him? Ever since entering the land of the ancient god, Situ Nan had been frightened by what he had seen and heard along the way. It was as if Wang Yu's treasure was omnipotent. Chapter 408. Taizhu. Aside from these, there is an even bigger harvest. Wang Yu called Wang Lin to sit down in the cave and continued to tell Wang Lin about their harvest. Taizhu, I still have a large amount of spiritual energy stored here. It is enough for us to reach the soul transformation stage. More importantly, Wang Yu smiled and waved his hand. A small snake-like creature that was about a foot long appeared in Wang Yu's hand. This is a moongazer serpent? Seeing the small snake-like monster, Wang Lin's expression changed and he frowned. From the inheritance of the ancient god, he already knew the origin of this thing. This was the companion pet of the ancient god 2C. However, this thing was very dangerous. In the inheritance of the ancient god, it wasn't rare for a moongazer serpent to attack its master. Although this moongazer serpent looked very docile, it belonged to the ancient god 2C and wouldn't listen to anyone else's command. If one day it was angered and attacked them, the two of them wouldn't be able to resist. Kid, that moongazer serpent. At this moment, Situ Nan's scream echoed in Wang Lin's mind. That is the one in the ancient god's sea of consciousness. Damn it, this thing is too dangerous. If we aren't careful, even planet Suzaku will be finished. What's wrong? Wang Lin felt that Situ Nan's reaction was strange and asked Situ Nan in his mind. That moongazer serpent is too strong. That power was already unimaginably strong. A casual attack from it can destroy planet Suzaku. Kid, don't mess around. Situ-nan felt his face turn pale and cold sweat appeared on his forehead. Even at his peak, he was like an ant before this moongazer serpent. Such a powerful force in the hands of these two kids was too terrifying and dangerous. If one day they weren't careful, the entire planet Suzaku would be gone. Moreover, could this thing really be controlled? It is indeed very strong. Wang Lin had already obtained 2C's inheritance, so of course he recognized 2C's companion pet. However, if planet Suzaku was destroyed, why was Situ-nan so nervous? At this moment, Wang Lin had a vague idea that Situ-nan's origin must have a lot to do with planet Suzaku. Huzi, you are also an ancient god. However, you don't understand the knowledge of the ancient gods. The plenilune serpent is very dangerous. Wang Lin looked at the moongazer serpent and said to Wang Yu, "How about this? I'll give you a copy of the ancient god's inheritance. You can see for yourself." Wang Lin extended a finger and tapped on Wang Yu's forehead. Wang Lin transmitted a copy of ancient god 2C's memories. It was different from Wang Lin's inheritance. This memory only contained pure knowledge, and divine abilities, but it didn't contain the soul power of an ancient god. As such, it wouldn't take Wang Yu too long to digest all the knowledge and skills. Furthermore, he still had his heavenly fate jewels. After the memories were transmitted, Wang Yu's divine soul absorbed them one by one in the illusory realm through his heavenly fate jewel. Soon, he finished absorbing all the knowledge. Moongazer serpent devouring its master? After digesting the ancient god's knowledge, Wang Yu frowned slightly. "Tsk. Little brat, with this old man taking action, this moongazer serpent will obey your every command. Even if you want to kill it, it will willingly accept its death. Why would it devour its master?" The Destiny Pearl snorted in Wang Yu's mind. "Thank you, Senior Destiny Pearl." Wang Yu thanked him and then grabbed the moongazer serpent. He twirled it in his hand like a rope. Even though he was teasing and tormenting it, the moongazer serpent was still very docile and obedient. "Taiju, do you see this?" Wang Yu glanced at Wang Lin and pointed at the moongazer serpent in his hand. "If it wanted to devour its master, would I still be alive? This is 2C's moongazer serpent. If it wanted to kill me, wouldn't it be as easy as breathing?" That means, hearing this, Wang Lin's eyes lit up. The moongazer serpent of an ancient god could only be controlled by its master. Even other ancient gods couldn't control it. Moreover, the moongazer serpent wasn't a docile pet. It was cruel and ruthless in nature. However, this moongazer serpent was still very docile and obedient after being tormented by Wang Yu. This was unusual. Wang Yu had subdued this moongazer serpent? This can only be due to the treasure in Huzi's hand. It can even do this kind of thing? That supreme treasure of Huzi's is indeed extraordinary. Wang Lin immediately thought of the reason and was relieved. "That's right, Taiju. What about your original body?" Wang Yu glanced at Wang Lin and waved his hand to release Wang Lin's original body that was stored in his Destiny Pearl. "This is also mine." Wang Lin stretched out his hand and took over his original body. "I plan to refine this body into a doppelganger. The body of an ancient god can only be refined by an ancient god. This doppelganger will be a chi refiner." "That works too." Wang Yu nodded and smiled at Wang Lin. "In the future, when we fight, we will have another helper." The doppelganger techniques in this world were simply overflowing. Lu Mei was only in the semi-god realm, but she could create thousands of doppelgangers. Even she was someone else's doppelganger. The Yellow Dragon Chief was also someone else's doppelganger. In the future, Wang Lin even created countless doppelgangers. Each doppelganger accompanied a girl. Ancient God 2C even cultivated the ink flow doppelganger technique. Wang Lin, who had received the inheritance of an ancient god, naturally new doppelganger technique. Therefore, it was not difficult for Wang Lin to refine his original body into a doppelganger. After refining the doppelganger with the ancient gods technique, the problem of Wang Lin's original body not being able to refine qi was no longer a problem. An ancient god from an infant to a teenager could absorb all the qi of heaven and earth from a cultivation planet. A doppelganger refined with the ancient gods technique would also have the ancient gods' ability to steal qi. It would be very terrifying if used for qi refiner cultivation. Senior Destiny, should I also refine a doppelganger? Seeing Wang Lin run into another room to refine a doppelganger, Wang Yu was a little envious. He quickly asked the Destiny Pearl, "Kid, don't let your imagination run wild." The Destiny Pearl quickly cut off Wang Yu's thoughts. This was because it was not in Li Yu's interest. An additional doppelganger would consume double the resources. This meant that Li Yu's investment in Wang Yu would double. Naturally, it was not worth it. More importantly, the doppelganger was not the most suitable method. Kid, take the ancient god's path and quickly improve your cultivation. When the time comes, I will get you the bloodline of the immortal body. After the fusion, you will have the ancient immortal body. Your body will be strong and you will be proficient in immortal spells. Much better than any doppelganger. Ancient immortal body? Strong body and proficient in immortal spells? Great, great. Hearing the Destiny Pearl's introduction, Wang Yu was overjoyed. He also gave up on the idea of creating a doppelganger for qi refiner cultivation. In the following time, the two of them cultivated at the demonic cultivator C's small cold mountain. Wang Yu took the ancient god's path. He dispersed his nascent soul and integrated all the spiritual power into his body. 2 golden stars appeared between Wang Yu's eyebrows. The outline of the 3rd star also appeared. 1 star of the ancient god's path was equivalent to qi refiner and foundation building. 2 stars of the ancient god's path was equivalent to Jin Dan's nascent soul. At this moment, Wang Yu was about to manifest the 3rd star. It was a sign that he was about to reach the soul formation realm. At this time, Wang Lin had also created a doppelganger. There is still a huge amount of spiritual power stored in the Destiny Pearl. It is suitable for me to use. Wang Lin, his doppelganger, and Wang Yu absorbed the spiritual power stored in the Destiny Pearl and entered secluded cultivation. At this time, in the Hofun country that bordered the demonic cultivator Sea. In the Hulua sect, a sect famous for its alchemy skills, a beautiful woman stepped out of the mountain gate. She was a woman with eyebrows like smoke. She was as beautiful as spring. She was gentle and elegant like a lotus. She was an unforgettable woman. Her name was Li Muwen. Chapter 409. Ho Fun, Fire Beasts? In the little cold mountain in the demonic cultivator Sea, Wang Lin's avatar instantly arrived at Ho Fun through the spatial teleportation door opened by Wang Yu. The heaven-defying bead had already opened the water and wood elements. It still needed the fire, earth, and metal elements to be completed before it could fully open the heaven-defying bead. The ancient god body was in closed-door cultivation in the little cold mountain, so this avatar had to make a trip outside. 15,000 kilometers to the south is the burning gold mountain range. There are fire beasts there. Wang Lin turned his head to look at the southern sky. Sure enough, he discovered that the southern sky was faintly emitting a fiery red glow. That's the burning gold mountain range. With a whistling sound, Wang Lin hurried towards the Goldburn mountain range. Even though Wang Lin's avatar was only at the foundation establishment stage, he had 2 Jin Dan treasures and 1 nascent soul treasure. In a rank 3 cultivation country like Hofun, where the strongest cultivators were only at the nascent soul stage, there was no need to worry about his safety. The closer he got to the burning gold mountain range, the higher the temperature became. There was already a dry heat in the air, and the fire element's spiritual energy was very active. Ho Fun is indeed worthy of its name. The fire element in Ho Fun is much more active than anywhere else. Not long after, Wang Lin arrived at the burning Gold Mountain Range and found the largest volcano. This is where the fire beasts are? Wang Lin landed at the edge of the volcanic crater and looked down at the crater. He saw that it was fiery red and waves of heat were surging up. Luckily, Hu Zi gave me the talisman to escape underground. Otherwise, it would have been troublesome to go underground and catch the fire beast. He took out a talisman and with a flash of light, Wang Lin entered the ground. A layer of yellow light covered Wang Lin's body. Wang Lin traveled underground and followed the fire element to find the fire beast. Roar, roar! After passing through the rock layer, Wang Lin discovered the existence of a fire beast in a river formed by lava. It was a 3-meter-long pangolin-like beast with a red horn on its head. Its body was covered in flames. This fire beast had a stone ball on its head. It shuttled through the lava river and swam to the end of the lava river. Over there, Wang Lin looked in the direction of the fire beast and discovered that at the end of the lava river, there was a sea of lava. Huge heat waves surged up, illuminating the entire underground space with an incandescent light. The high temperature was enough to melt gold and iron. Roar! Roar! At this time, fire beasts came along the lava river and swam towards the lava sea. What Wang Lin found strange was that each of the fire beasts had a large stone ball on top of their head. What is this stone orb? What are these fire beasts doing? Wang Lin frowned. These fire beasts were in groups, and it was not easy to deal with them. Once he attacked one of them, he would definitely attract the attention of the other fire beasts. This was simply too dangerous. Let's follow them and see if we can find an opportunity to strike. With the fire avoidance talisman and aura concealing talisman on his body, Wang Lin used the earth escape technique to follow the fire beast from a distance, heading towards the lava sea. What is that? Half of Wang Lin's head peeked out from behind a huge rock, and he looked towards the lava sea. At this moment, in the scorching lava sea, there was a large golden fireball, emitting endless flames, floating in the lava sea. A scorching heat wave surged out like a raging tide. The immense heat made Wang Lin's scalp tingle. If he was touched by this fireball, he would probably be burned to ashes. At this time, a fire beast swam over and pushed the stone orb on top of its head into the lava sea. Roar! This golden fireball let out a beast roar and turned into a streak of fire, rushing into the stone orb. A scream sounded from the stone orb. Then, the golden fireball rushed out of the stone orb, and another stone orb was pushed down. This golden fireball is also a fire beast? There's someone in the stone orb? Is the golden fireball eating? Seeing this, Wang Lin understood a little, and a very bold idea suddenly appeared in his mind. What if I hide in the stone orb, wait for the fireball to rush in, and then use the heaven-defying pearl to swallow it? Wang Lin did as he thought. He quietly snuck behind the fire beast team, used the aura-concealing talisman to hide his presence, and used the earth escape talisman to escape into the stone orb. Aya! A delicate cry sounded beside his ear. Wang Lin escaped into the stone orb and bumped into the person inside. His nose caught a whiff of a delicate fragrance, and in the narrow stone orb, a soft and delicate body squeezed tightly onto Wang Lin. This, Senior Marshal Brother, the Earth Escape Talisman that I spent so much effort to set up was destroyed by you. A gentle voice sounded beside his ear. The young girl's breath was like orchids, and she sighed faintly. This is the stone sculpting innate skill of fire beasts. Without the Earth Escape Talisman array, we can't escape. Isn't a stone orb only supposed to hold one person? Senior Marshal Brother, how did you get in? Wang Lin did not answer. Originally, he just found the easiest stone orb to sneak in and attack the golden fireball. He had already expected that there would be someone in the stone orb. Actually, Wang Lin had planned to directly kill the person in the stone orb as soon as he entered. However, when he smelled this delicate fragrance and heard this gentle voice, for some reason, the vicious and merciless old demon Wang actually could not bring himself to kill. Senior Marshal Brother, since you can enter, you can definitely leave, right? I came to the Burning Gold Mountain Range to collect the Burning Gold fruit, but unexpectedly, I was trapped by the stone sculpting technique of the fire beast. The gentle voice was as gentle as water. I have experienced being trapped by the stone sculpting technique many times. As long as I set up the Earth Escape Talisman Array, I can escape. Originally. At this point, the young girl's voice stopped. However, Wang Lin understood what she meant. Originally, she was about to escape. In the end, when Wang Lin barged in like this, the talisman array that had just been set up was already finished. This young girl seemed to have a strange, infectious power. That gentleness, kindness, and purity seemed to have melted old demon Wang's cold and hard heart a little. Even the coldest person would always have a trace of warmth in their heart. Even the most unyielding person would always have a trace of gentleness in their heart. Don't worry. After I'm done with my business, I will take you out of here. These were the first words that old demon Wang said after entering, but it was worth remembering. Many thanks, Senior Marshal Brother. Right, Senior Marshal Brother, I come from the Hulua sect. My name is Li Muan. His name was Wang Lin, and hers was Li Muan. This was a meeting of fate. Even though the occasion and time were different, these two people who were destined to meet still met. In another line of fate, she had exhausted her origin for him and died miserably. For her, he had reversed time and space, traveled to the 8 Desolaces, and turned the entire world upside down, all for the sake of preserving that lost face. Now that their fates had intertwined once more, what would their future be like? Within eternal immortal manner, Li Yu stood with his hands behind his back, a smile on his face. This is not fate. This is my arrangement. Fate is only in my hands. Chapter 410. High Lord, the mission has been completed. With a flash of crystal light, Tuo Sun stepped forward and knelt in front of Li Yu. Well done. You may leave. Li Yu praised and sent Tuo Sun away. Yes, Wang Lin and Li Muan's encounter was created by Li Yu. It wasn't a fated encounter, but a deliberate encounter. When Wang Lin went to Ho Fun to collect fire beasts, it was Li Yu who told Wang Yu to provide Wang Lin with clues. After Li Muan left the Hulua gate, Tuo Sun paid attention to her every move. With just a gentle push, the two of them coincidentally met. Wang Lin's Earth Escape Talisman was given to him by Li Yu. No matter what Wang Lin did, he would eventually escape to Li Muan's side. Gold-burning mountain range. In the underground lava, when Wang Lin and Li Muan's stone ball fell into the sea of lava, a golden fireball roared and rushed in. Then, under Li Muan's shocked gaze, the bead in Wang Lin's hand flashed and swallowed the golden fireball. Roar after the heaven-defying bead swallowed the golden fireball, the thousands of fire beasts in the underground lava of the gold-burning mountain range all let out earth-shattering roars. The lava boiled and flames soared to the sky. All the volcanoes in Ho Fun erupted at the same time. Fire beasts roared in anger. Senior Brother. Even though she couldn't see the situation outside, the earth-shattering commotion could still be heard. Li Muan couldn't help but turn pale. Don't be afraid. Wang Lin nodded slightly and grabbed Li Muan's hand. Let's go. I'll take you out. The Earth Escape Talisman flashed with a spiritual light, and the silhouettes of the two people disappeared in a flash. A yellow light rushed out and the two left the underground and appeared on the surface. That is. At this time, the entire sky of Ho Fun was dyed red. Countless fire beasts rushed into the sky, and the raging flames covered the sky and covered the earth. Senior Brother, seeing this scene, Li Muan's pretty face turned pale. Roar. At this time, Flames surged from the volcano crater of the Golden Cinerate mountain range. Flaming beasts crazily rushed out. Go! Seeing the fire beasts rushing out, Wang Lin's face changed. He pulled Li Muan up and soared into the sky. Roar! Behind the two of them, fire beasts that blotted out the sky and covered the earth swept over like a wave. Although Wang Lin was using a Jin Dan grade flying sword and his speed was extremely fast, it consumed a lot of spiritual energy. Behind him was a raging tide of fire beasts, but Wang Lin's spiritual energy was already running out. Senior brother, I have an energy recovery pill here. Li Muan was exceptionally smart. She immediately understood when she saw Wang Lin's expression. He quickly took out a bottle of pills from his storage pouch. The pills are not bad. Wang Lin took the pill and swallowed it. The spiritual energy in his body increased rapidly. Thank you for your praise, senior martial brother. Mu Wan's cultivation isn't high. Only her alchemy and talisman craftsmanship is passable. Li Muan smiled sweetly. With Li Muan's pills, Wang Lin had enough spiritual energy and the speed of his flight light became faster. Flying all the way, a thick fog appeared in front of them. This thick fog was boundless and endless. It was as vast as the ocean. The thick fog also emitted a cold aura. That's the demonic cultivator sea? Li Muan's face changed again. Senior martial brother, the demonic cultivator sea is very dangerous. Don't worry. Wang Lin didn't care at all. He drove the flight light into the thick fog of the demonic cultivator sea. Roar! When Wang Lin and Li Muan rushed into the demonic cultivator sea, the fire beasts that were chasing after them stopped. It seemed that the fog of the demonic cultivator sea was very dangerous to the fire beasts. The fire beasts didn't dare to step in at all. Okay, it's safe now. Seeing the overwhelming fire beasts behind him stop and not dare to step into the demonic cultivator sea, Wang Lin breathed a sigh of relief. Huzi is worthy of being in the demonic cultivator sea for a few years. The information he gave is not bad at all. Safe? At this time, a burst of strange laughter sounded behind Wang Lin and Li Muan. More than 10 demonic cultivators appeared from the fog. Kid, to be able to make that group of fire beasts chase after you, you must have some treasure on you, right? Call it out and I'll let you die a little faster. There's also a little beauty? We brothers are in luck. Ha 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 ha. Little beauty, big brother will love you well. After this group of demonic cultivators saw Li Muan, their eyes immediately lit up and surrounded her with strange laughter. Courting death. A trace of cold light flashed across Wang Lin's eyes. An icy cold and still aura surged up. A sword light whistled through the air. Yellow spring extinction. The icy cold light was like the netherworld, destroying all things and extinguishing all life. This sword slashed out as if announcing the ultimate fate of all things in the world. Death was inevitable. Extinction was the destination. This was the concept. Only spirit-severing stage cultivators had the concept ability. Although, it was still just a little bit. Although with his current strength, he was far from the level of a spirit-severing cultivator's concept, this was already very tyrannical. This group of demonic cultivators were all at the foundation establishment stage. Under Wang Lin's Jin Dan flying sword and the concept of extinction, they could not resist at all. With a slash of the sword, all life was extinguished. More than 10 demonic cultivators fell to the ground like rotten wood. He's actually so strong? This senior brother seems to be only at the foundation establishment stage. His strength is actually so strong? Li Muan was shocked when she saw this scene. Follow me. Wang Lin called out to Li Muan and led Li Muan all the way to Little Cold Mountain. How dare you kill my sex disciples? Go to hell. While the two of them were flying, they suddenly heard an angry roar from behind them. A vast rainbow with a shocking momentum whistled through the air and came toward them. A green-robed cultivator rushed over with a ferocious face. He raised a long banner in his hand that emitted waves of ghostly wails and wolf howls. Jean Dan Cultivator. Li Muwen's face turned pale. She could not help but tighten her grip on Wang Lin's hand. She was very worried. Jean Dan Cultivator? So what? Wang Lin looked back calmly and glanced at the green-robed cultivator. He stretched out his hand and a huge black seal broke through the air. Boom! The black seal turned into a huge seal out of thin air. It was like an incomparably heavy mountain that smashed down with the power to crush everything. A majestic and vast aura rushed up and scattered the thick fog around them. Ah, Senior, spare. The green-robed cultivator did not even finish his words before he was smashed into powder by the blow. Wang Lin flicked his sleeves and waved his hand to withdraw the seal. It was as if he had just crushed an ant instead of killing a Jean Dan cultivator. Senior brother, who exactly is he? Li Muwen felt that Wang Lin was more and more unfathomable. After killing the Jean Dan cultivator with a single blow, the road ahead was very peaceful and there seemed to be no danger. However, when the little cold mountain was in sight, boom! A huge explosion sounded in the air. The fog around them suddenly exploded and a figure with a vast and majestic aura appeared in the air. It was a middle-aged man in a black robe. His vast and boundless spiritual energy fluctuations caused the surrounding yuan qi of heaven and earth to shake violently. Soul Formation Cultivator? Li Muwen's face turned pale and cold sweat broke out on her forehead. No matter how powerful this senior brother was, he was no match for a soul formation cultivator with the strength of a foundation establishment cultivator. A mere foundation establishment cultivator dares to kill someone from my 6 extreme demon palace? Relying on the power of a Dharma treasure, you dare to act so recklessly. You really don't know what death is. The black-robed man glanced at Wang Lin and Li Muwen and sneered disdainfully. He raised his hand. Since you want to die, I'll send you on your way. Spiritual energy fluctuated and a stream of light flipped. A huge black palm came crashing down from the sky. Send me on my way? You're not qualified. Wang Lin looked at the black-robed man expressionlessly and stood proudly against the huge palm that came crashing down. Star Destroyer's Spear. With a light shout, Wang Lin waved his hand. Boom! A black light shot out, tearing the sky, breaking through the void, shattering the fog and extinguishing all life. Bang! The black spear came crashing down and the black-robed man exploded into a cloud of blood mist. Then, the blood mist was annihilated and there was not even a trace of him left. You're the one who doesn't know what death is. Wang Lin reached out and the Star Destroyer's spear landed in his hand. He stood proudly in the air with the spear in his hand. The surroundings were silent. Countless figures hidden in the thick fog were silent and did not even dare to breathe loudly. The moment the Star Destroyer's spear appeared, the heroes were helpless. Bringing you to kill people, this was Wang Lin's romance. Chapter 411. Li Muwen is already acquainted with Wang Lin. At this time, Li Yu had already prepared his hands and feet and was ready to use them. System: give the Sealing Extermination Race bloodline to the Heavenly Fate Pearl. Let Li Muwen obtain the Sealing Extermination Race bloodline and transform into a member of the Sealing Extermination Race. This was Li Yu's method. The root of everything was Li Muwen's death. If Li Muwen didn't die, then there would be no sorrow or pain in this world. The Sealing Extermination Race was an ancient and tyrannical race. In addition to having the heaven sealing technique to seal all life, they also had a terrifying racial talent, the 3 life sources. Every member of the Sealing Extermination Race had 3 lives. In comparison, their cultivation talent that was countless times better than ordinary people was not worth mentioning. Possessing talent that is countless times better than before, possessing the ability to seal all life, and having 3 lives. I don't believe that you will die. Liu raised his head. His gaze seemed to pierce through the immortal abode, through the mountain, and towards the vast starry sky. Fate is not predestined. Even if it is predestined, I can change it. A mysterious smile appeared on Liu's face. A world without sorrow and pain, I really look forward to it. Demonic Cultivator C, Little Cold Mountain. Senior brother, you live here? Looking at the snowy mountain in front of her, Li Muan looked at Wang Lin in shock. Wang Lin. Wang Lin expressionlessly spat out these two words. What? Li Muan was stunned. My name is Wang Lin. Wang Lin turned his head and glanced at Li Muan. His expression was still cold. But Li Muan felt warmth from it. He told me his name? This senior brother. Oh, Wang Lin, he doesn't seem as cold as he looks. Li Muan's eyes lit up and a smile appeared on her face. What are you smiling about? Wang Lin frowned slightly. Nothing. Li Muan smiled sweetly and pointed at Little Cold Mountain. Is that your abode? It looks pretty good. Wang Lin ignored him and walked toward the Little Cold Mountain. He looks cold, but he's not bad? Li Muan glanced at Wang Lin's back and followed him with a smile. Passing through the sealed door, the two of them entered the Little Cold Mountain Immortal Cave. This cave abode was very simple. It could even be said to be crude. It seemed to be a temporary place for cultivation. Taiju, you're back? At this moment, a black-robed, black-haired, cold-looking young man walked out of a stone room to the side. Eh? You even brought someone back? After Wang Yu went out, he saw Li Muan behind Wang Lin. He was slightly surprised, but then he smiled. Taiju, you found a wife so quickly? Nonsense. Wang Lin glared at Wang Yu coldly. Li Muan blushed and lowered her head slightly. This is my younger brother, Wang Yu. Wang Lin introduced him to Li Muan. Greetings, Senior Wang Yu. Li Muan bowed to Wang Yu. No. Wang Yu dodged to the side, not daring to accept Li Muan's salute. With Wang Lin's temperament, since he brought someone back, she was definitely not a casual person. She might even be his sister-in-law. He couldn't be irreverent. This is the first time we meet, so I don't have anything good. This is a face-setting pill. It's not very useful, but you female cultivators should like this. With that, Wang Yu took out a jade box, and then took out a flying sword and a small pill furnace. The flying sword and pill furnace are still useful. Consider it a meeting gift. This. Li Muan turned her head to look at Wang Lin, not knowing whether to accept this gift or not. Since it's for you, just accept it. Wang Lin nodded to Li Muan. Li Muan reached out and took the things Wang Yu handed over. Thank you, Senior Wang Yu. Don't call me senior brother, just call me by my name. Wang Yu smiled and waved his hand, then looked at Wang Lin. I sealed the spiritual power and put it here. You can keep it for your use. You're leaving? Wang Lin saw Wang Yu's posture, as if he was about to leave, and quickly asked. Yes. I haven't been back for a long time, and I don't know how things are at home. You can cultivate here with peace of mind. I'll take care of the family. With that, Wang Yu waved his hand and stretched out his hand in front of him. A clear light flashed, and a void passage appeared in the cave. I'm leaving. And sister-in-law, goodbye. Wang Yu chuckled, took a step forward, and disappeared in an instant. This is... Seeing Wang Yu open the void and shuttling through, Li Muan was shocked. Looking at the so-called meeting gift in his hand, the face-setting pill was a treasure that countless female cultivators scrambled for. The flying sword and pill furnace in his hand turned out to be Jin Dan magic weapons. Where did these two brothers come from? To be able to give out such treasures so casually, this kind of big spending was really too scary. Don't listen to his nonsense. At this time, Wang Lin said to Li Muan with an expressionless face. What? Li Muan hadn't recovered from the shock yet. Hearing Wang Lin's words, her heart froze. Nothing. Wang Lin flicked his sleeves, turned and walked to another stone room, and a sentence came from afar. There are many empty rooms here, you can choose one yourself. It's dangerous outside, don't go out casually. Is he concerned about me? Hearing Wang Lin's words, Li Muwen's face gave birth to a smile. This Wang Lin is unexpectedly gentle. Turning her head to look inside the cave, Li Muwen reached out to stroke her hair and smiled sweetly. It seems. It's not bad to cultivate here? Finding an empty room, Li Muwen took out some odds and ends from the storage bag, and quickly tidied up the stone room like a boudoir. Face-setting pill, this is a good thing. Sitting cross-legged on the bed, Li Muwen smiled and opened the jade box Wang Yu gave her. Thinking of Wang Yu's sister-in-law, she couldn't help but blush. What a rich medicinal efficacy! Opening the jade box, Li Muwen saw a pill that was as red as blood, as if it was a brilliant ruby. Li Muwen was shocked. The face-setting pill has been refined to this extent? This is already a top-grade face-setting pill. Reaching out to pick up the pill, Li Muwen smiled. The origins of these two brothers must be extraordinary. Tossing the pill into her mouth, she swallowed it. A warm aura filled her body like a hot spring, soaking her whole body. Exuberant vitality bloomed in her body, and a mysterious aura that revealed the vicissitudes of time permeated Li Muwen's body. At this moment, Li Muwen felt as if her entire body was soaked in a spirit spring, and every part of her body underwent a transformation like a butterfly breaking out of its cocoon. This is... Feeling the changes in her body, Li Muwen was shocked. Is this really a face-setting pill? Not a heaven-seizing pill that can rebirth one's body? As the medicinal efficacy soaked in, Li Muwen suddenly felt a trace of weariness and fell into a deep sleep. And in her body, the transformation of a butterfly breaking out of its cocoon was taking place. This face-setting pill was the bloodline of the Sealing Extermination clan. When Li Muwen woke up, she would possess peerless talent, shocking abilities, and 3 lives. Chapter 412. Ah, what's wrong with me? After waking up from a deep sleep, Li Muwen was shocked to find that her body had undergone earth-shaking changes. It really is the heaven-seizing pill. It actually made me reborn. Legend had it that the heaven-seizing pill had the ability to change a person's aptitude. The pill she ate turned out to be the heaven-seizing pill? It's so generous. Li Muwen had greatly overestimated the background of the 2 Wang brothers. My current aptitude. Li Muwen was shocked to find that her cultivation aptitude had improved countless times compared to before. She could sense the heaven and earth essence chi, and it seemed that with a thought, the heaven and earth essence chi would respond. 5 elements essence, water gathering technique. Just the thought of casting a technique had not yet formed a hand seal, and the surrounding water vapor instantly condensed and turned into a huge water ball in the room. After dispersing the water ball, Li Muwen experimented with the other 5 elements spells and found that all the 5 elements spells were like an arm. It seemed that with a command the world would respond. This is really, Li Muwen was shocked. This is almost the same as the legendary 5 elements spirit body. Is the heaven-seizing pill so powerful? Walking out of the door, Li Muwen glanced at Wang Lin's room and found that Wang Lin seemed to be cultivating, so she did not want to disturb him. Let's cultivate first. Li Muwen returned to the room and also calmed down to cultivate qi. In the following time, the 2 people cultivated separately. They could feel each other's aura and each other's existence, but they did not speak. It seemed to be a silent communication, and there seemed to be a tacit understanding. In this calm and peaceful interaction, there was a feeling of mutual intimacy. This situation continued, and the cold figure and the gentle figure walked into each other's hearts. Wang Yu returned to Zhao. He stayed in the Wang family village for a few days and used his own cold light to refine a nascent soul-level flying sword and integrate it into the Wang family's bloodline, becoming a treasure that only the Wang family's bloodline could drive. With this flying sword, He could kill any nascent soul cultivator with a single sword. The Wang family now had the power to protect themselves. Unknowingly, I left Zhao for 10 years. Wang Yu stepped out of the house and looked in the direction of the Hengyu sect. I wonder how the Hengyu sect is doing now? Wang Yu flew towards the Hengyu sect. After a while, Wang Yu arrived near the Hengyu sect. What's going on? Looking from afar, a huge black airship was hovering in midair above the Hengyu sect. Murderous figures appeared on the airship, seemingly intending to attack the Hengyu sect. Taoist Master Zhao, how dare your Valley of No Return attack my Hengyu sect? When Ancestral Master Frigid Ice returned, he would definitely not let this matter rest. Taoist Master Zhao, aren't you afraid of your sect being exterminated if you do this? Immortal Huang Long rode Purple Spirit and appeared above the Hengyu sect, facing off against the black airship. Ancestral Master Frost? Ha 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 ha. Taoist Master Zhao of the Valley of No Return raised his head to the sky and laughed. Huang Long, you've been telling a lie for 10 years. Many sects in the state of Zhao have been frightened by you. You do have some ability. Taoist Master Zhao waved his hand, and a dark long sword appeared in his hand. The dark long sword emitted a burst of ghostly howls, and the terrifying power made people's hearts palpitate. Huang Long, call out that Ancestral Master Frost. He's just a junior in the Qi refining stage. Even if he has a rare treasure, how capable can he be? Call him out. Call him out. Call him out. You, sect leader Huang Long's face was red with anger, and his hand holding Purple Spirit trembled. He sighed in his heart, Wang Yu, where did you go? If you don't come back, the Hengyu sect will be destroyed. Ha 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 ha. Taoist Master Zhao of the Valley of No Return laughed out loud, and his arrogance became even more arrogant. Can't call him out? Hee, what bullshit, Ancestral Master Frost. I'll chop him up and feed him to the dogs. Are you looking for me? At this time, a cold voice sounded behind him, and a cold aura filled the air. The surrounding temperature suddenly became cold, making people feel as if they had fallen into an ice hell. Taoist Master Zhao's face changed greatly, and he suddenly turned his head, only to see a young man in a black robe with dark golden hair standing in the void. The young man's face was expressionless, but his eyes revealed endless coldness and deathly stillness, as if he was a place of death. Wang, when Yellow Dragon sect leader saw that familiar figure, he was overjoyed. Ancestral Master Frost is back. Disciples of the Hengyu sect, Ancestral Master Frost is back. Ancestral Master Frost. Hearing sect leader Huang Long's words, the disciples of the Hengyu sect were shocked. 10 years had passed, and the Hengyu sect had recruited some new disciples. These people did not know Wang Yu. However, the former disciples still remembered the person who defeated Taoist Master Pu Nan with a cold light and caused the destruction of the Tao sect. Wang Yu? He is back? In the sect, Wang Zhuo looked up at the black-robed figure who was confronting Taoist Master Zhao of the Valley of No Return. The expression on his face was very complicated. You are the Hengyu sect's Ancestral Master Frost? Taoist Master Zhao of the Valley of No Return frowned as he looked at Wang Yu. He had some doubts in his heart. This person has no spiritual power fluctuations, but he has a strange aura. It's really strange. At this moment, Wang Yu had changed his cultivation to the ancient god Tao. He dispersed his spiritual power and integrated it into his body. Naturally, there were no spiritual power fluctuations. Did you just say that you want to chop me up and feed me to the dogs? Wang Yu coldly looked at Taoist Master Zhao of the Valley of No Return. He raised his hand and stretched out a finger. I will only move one finger. If you can take my finger and not die, I will spare your life. Shameless boasting. Taoist Master Zhao was a low-level cultivator and naturally did not know about the existence of the ancient god. He did not sense any spiritual power fluctuations from Wang Yu, which made him even more certain that Wang Yu relied on a treasure and did not have any strength. Whether it's shameless boasting or not, why don't you try and know? Wang Yu sneered and pointed his finger. Boom! There was an earth-shattering sound in the void. With one finger, the wind and clouds surged, and the sky changed color. Ancient God finger, heaven and earth were frightened. Wang Yu was only a 2-star ancient god. This magical ability had not reached the level of heaven and earth being frightened. However, in this finger, it also contained Wang Yu's cold light of nirvana. This was the strongest power born after the fusion of the concept of nirvana and the ice spirit divine light. How could a mere nascent soul cultivator resist the magical ability of the ancient god finger? A bit of dead cold light bloomed at the tip of his finger. Cold. Freeze. Nirvana. Switching to the ancient god Tao, the ice spirit divine light and the concept of nirvana were both transformed into body magical abilities. It was easier to use them than spiritual power. Boom. A huge explosion soared into the sky. This finger pointed out. First, it was the ice that froze everything, freezing Taoist Master Zhao into an ice sculpture. Then, the power of nirvana erupted and directly annihilated all of Taoist Master Zhao's vitality. His entire person turned into a dead ice sculpture. Finally, the huge power of the ancient god finger shattered the ice sculpture that Taoist Master Zhao had turned into and divided the ice crystals that scattered. With one finger out, the nascent soul Taoist Master fell. Such might caused everyone present to be filled with astonishment. On the black flying boat, the disciples of the Valley of No Return collapsed to the ground with pale faces. They did not dare to make a sound. The people of the Heng Yu sect were also frightened by Wang Yu's monstrous power. Greetings, Ancestral Master Ice. The Yellow Dragon sect leader greeted Wang Yu with excitement and respectfully bowed to him. Greetings, Ancestral Master Ice. At this time, the people of the Heng Yu sect also recovered and hurriedly bowed to Wang Yu. In the cultivation world, strength was respected. There was no seniority in learning, and the one who reached the top was the teacher. Even if Wang Yu had the same status as them in the past, Wang Yu's strength at this moment was enough to make him worthy of being the Ancestral Master Ice. Welcome back, Ancestral Master Ice. The people of the Heng Yu sect shouted again and respectfully bowed to Wang Yu. Chapter 413. One day later. A shocking piece of news spread throughout the cultivation world of the state of Zhao. When sect leader Zhao of the Valley of No Return led his elite disciples to attack the Heng Yu sect, the Heng Yu sect's ancestral master Ice suddenly returned and killed sect leader Zhao, who was in the middle stage of the nascent soul realm. Everyone in the Valley of No Return was terrified and decided to join the Heng Yu sect. As soon as the news came out, the entire cultivation world of the state of Yu was shocked. Some sect members who were planning to attack the Heng Yu sect secretly rejoiced and immediately sent people to send generous gifts. Some sect members who had a good relationship with the Valley of No Return hurriedly came to apologize and began to join the Heng Yu sect. All the small sect members in the area between the Heng Yu sect and the Valley of No Return also joined the Heng Yu sect without hesitation. As a result, the situation of the cultivation world of the state of Yu changed greatly. The Heng Yu sect, which was about to decline, became powerful and occupied half of the cultivation world of the state of Yu. Good. Good. There is hope for the revival of the sect. Sect leader Huang Long stroked his beard and smiled. He was too lazy to pay attention to Wang Yu's strange situation. As a doppelganger of the Vermilion Bird sect's master of the Four Divine sect, sect leader Huang Long was naturally not lacking in knowledge. Wang Yu had the heavenly fate pearl to hide the ancient god's aura. The ancient god's finger also released a cold light of silence, not revealing any signs of the ancient god. Although he couldn't see any clues, Sect leader Huang Long vaguely felt that something was wrong. Wang Yu was able to grow so quickly. How could he not have his own secrets? If he isn't the reincarnation of a great figure, then he must have obtained a great opportunity. For the sect, this was a good thing. Sect leader Huang Long was just a doppelganger used to comprehend reincarnation. The best way to cultivate was to take care of one's own territory and experience one's own life. He actually became the Heng Yu sect's ancestral master. And he's even using that ice as his name, really? Wang Yu shook his head helplessly. Kid, since you have become the Heng Yu sect's ancestral master, then this sect is worth taking care of. At this time, the heavenly fate pearl smiled in Wang Yu's mind. I don't have the mind? Wang Yu didn't have the desire to control the sect. He didn't even have the time to focus on his own cultivation. You don't have to do it yourself. Didn't sect leader Huang Long do well? The heaven's fate pearl chuckled as it continued to egg Wang Yu on. Kid, planet Suzaku has a very powerful background. It was a very important position in the entire cavern world. Controlling planet Suzaku will be very meaningful to you in the future. Oh. What other background does planet Suzaku have? Wang Yu's interest was piqued after hearing the Destiny Pearl's explanation. Senior Destiny, please enlighten me. There's no harm in telling you. The heavens will beat appeared and stood there with its hands behind its back. It had an unfathomable expression. Brat, this cave world is one of the caves of the seven-colored celestial sovereign. A cave world, a cave world. Wang Yu was dumbfounded. I used to wonder why the name of this world was so strange. It turns out that it's really a cave? Yes. The heavens will bead nodded. The 4 star systems inside the sealed realm and the billions of ancient stars outside the sealed realm. They are all worlds created by someone else. At this point, the heavens will bead looked at Wang Yu. Your ancient god bloodline was formed by the blood of an ancient ancestor who died on the immortal astral continent. The 3,000 ancient Tao bloodlines formed the ancient god, ancient demon, and ancient devil clans. Ancient god was formed by the blood of the ancient Tao. Wang Yu clearly felt how powerful the ancient gods were. Such a powerful race was formed by the blood of a third-step cultivator? Then, how strong was the ancient Tao? There is no future in the cave world. If you want to make real progress and reach the peak of this world, you have to step onto the immortal astral continent. The heavens will be pointed at the ground below. Near planet Suzaku is where the door to the cave world was. Is it the door to the immortal astral continent? Wang Yu was overjoyed and looked at the heavens will bead with an anxious expression. Senior Destiny, then let's go now. In your dreams. The heavens will bead rolled its eyes. Since this is someone else's cave, do you think you can leave just because you want to? Without the power of the third step, you can't leave at all. The power of the third step. Wang Yu clenched his fist. I'll definitely reach the third step and leave this cave. Of course. With this old man helping you, you'll definitely achieve your goal. The heavens will bead nodded. Little brat, there are still many old monsters in the cave world. They are all big shots that control their own forces. They won't let you go out casually. If you're alone, how will you fight against them? Yes. Control planet Suzaku and control the door to the cave world. Then you must also control a force in the cave world so you have enough strength to fight back. Wang Yu took a deep breath and solemnly nodded. Very good. If you want to control a sect and don't want to take care of chores, then you have to control the key things. The heavens will bead assumed the posture of pointing out the right path. For cultivators, increasing their cultivation is the key. So, you either control cultivation resources or cultivation methods. But I don't have these things. Wang Yu suddenly turned to look at the heavens will bead. Senior heavens will bead, do you have a way? Of course. This old man is the heavens will bead. I am the ruler of the 3,000 treasures. How can this kind of thing be difficult for this old man? The heavens will bead proudly raised its head and waved its hand. Another light screen appeared before it. The light screen showed all kinds of buildings. This is the pill hall. As long as you provide the ingredients, any pill can be refined for you. This is the treasure refining pavilion. As long as you provide the ingredients, any treasure can be refined. This is the book collection tower. There are countless cultivation methods, secret techniques, and spells from chi condensation to ascendant. This is the medicine field. As long as you plant the seeds, any heavenly treasure can mature within a day. This is the martial practice hall. It has the ability to accelerate time and simulate battles. Disciples can fight as they wish inside without worrying about being injured. This is the Tao Enlightenment Hall. It has the ability to improve comprehension. It can allow disciples to speed up their cultivation and comprehend cultivation methods faster. This is the seclusion meditation room. It can speed up the growth of disciples' cultivation. The heavens will bead suddenly released a long list of buildings and introduced their functions one by one. Wang Yu was stunned. Senior heavens will bead, is this all true? If he had these things, the Hengyu sect would be in defiance of the heavens. Of course, this old man is omnipotent. How can such a small matter be worth mentioning? The heavens will bead stood with its hands behind its back. Its face was full of pride. Of course, the heavens will bead didn't have this ability. However, Liu had it. For refining pills and refining tools, he just needed to add the resource repositories function. The book collection tower was even simpler. The memories of Situnan, the memories of the Lord of the Sealed Realm, the inheritance of the ancient god, and the memories of the hundreds of soul formation, soul transformation, and ascendant cultivators sealed in the land of the ancient god. Liu had already collected countless cultivation methods. The medicine field was also simple. As long as he sprinkled the heavenly fortune dew from the immortal mansion's garden, any heavenly treasure could mature within a day. Wasn't the martial practice hall a simplified version of the virtual illusion realm? As for the Tao Enlightenment Hall, as long as he released a trace of the Bodhi tree's aura, it would naturally become the Tao Enlightenment Hall. As for the cultivation room, it was also simple. As long as you put in enough resources, any kind of spiritual energy could be produced. Of course, Liu was not a philanthropist, so he naturally had to charge for these things. With this foundation, along with the Moongazer blade, star-destroying spear, and 2 C's Moongazer serpent, the Wang brothers would sweep through planet Suzaku. The path to overturning this world has already been opened. Young man, overturn this world. Your journey is the sea of stars. Liu nodded and smiled. Chapter 4:14. Inky spirit splitting, billions of incarnations. Liu sat cross-legged on the ground in the eternal immortal abode. His 10 fingers danced in the air as mysterious hand seals bloomed like flowers. A dense cloud of light appeared above his head, and his 120,000 divine souls flowed like a river of stars. Spirit splitting, incarnation. With a soft shout, the dense cloud of light above his head shook violently. The 120,000 divine souls exploded, turning into countless specks of light that were as fine as dust. Vast divine splendor covered the sky and the earth. Specks of light blossomed with resplendent light, and clones appeared from within the radiance. 1 became 10, 10 became 100, 100 became 1,000, 1,000 became 10,000 in an instant. Billions of figures appeared in the endless divine light. 1 is 10,000, 10,000 is 1. Great Tao returned to 1, returned to origin. With another soft shout, the divine light disappeared in a flash. The dense cloud of light gathered, and the billions of divine souls merged into 1. His spirit entered his body, and Liu opened his eyes with a smile. Not bad, the black torrent spirit splitting technique is indeed extraordinary. With these billions of divine souls, Liu could comprehend the boundless Taoist rhymes in the seven-colored Tao flower at an even faster pace. Integrating the inky spirit splitting technique into the yang spirit great Tao has indeed benefited me greatly. With a thought, his divine soul split into billions of divine souls. Countless divine souls entered the illusory realm and continued to comprehend the boundless Taoist rhymes in the seven-colored Tao flower. As the divine souls absorbed the Taoist rhymes, endless visions appeared in the illusory realm. The raging flames, the deathly still ice, the howling winds, the roaring lightning, the thick earth, the mighty rivers. The sun and moon hung in the sky, the river of stars shone brightly, the plants withered and flourished, the cycle of life and death, the conversion of illusion and reality, the alternation of light and darkness, the Taoist rhymes seemed endless. Even with billions of divine souls and the accelerated time in the illusory realm, it would still take a long time. This vision would probably last for a long time. The Xianhuang Qi is the mother of all things, the primordial Qi. The Tao of the divine soul is the evolution of heaven and earth to form the yang spirit. So, I have too many Taoist rhymes to comprehend. Everything in the world was within the Tao. Liu had no choice but to gather the complicated and boundless Taoist rhythms. In the end, the complexity was reduced to simplicity, and the divine Qi was combined. For my path, even if I can comprehend all the Taoist rhymes, I'm afraid I still have to comprehend the heavenly Tao of this cavern world. The heavenly Tao was the law that governed the operation of all things in the world. Liu's spirit evolved the heaven and earth, and the Qi of heaven and earth gave birth to all living things. In addition, the path after the Qi of heaven and earth, whether it was the Qi of yin and yang, or the Qi of chaos, they were all related to the heaven and earth. Therefore, he had to create his own world in the end. Things like heavenly Tao laws had to be analyzed and comprehended. Heavenly Tao? The heavenly Tao of the cavern world has become a person. Liu shook his head with a smile. That's why I said that the heavenly Tao has intelligence and self-awareness. It's really annoying. It was the Wang brothers' mission to overturn this world and get rid of the heavenly Tao that had turned into a human. Fortunately, this heavenly Tao is still incomplete and can't control everything. Otherwise, as soon as I came in, I'm afraid I would be struck by lightning and be struck by heavenly tribulation. Unless Liu directly killed the heavenly Tao of the cavern world, he would be struck by lightning all day long. Although with Liu's strength, the heavenly tribulation of the cavern world was not much of a threat to him, it was still too disgusting. So, young man, hurry up and go against the heavens. Heng Yu sect. Under the guidance of the heavenly fate bead, Wang Yu had already chosen a few locations to build various heaven-defying buildings. But not enough resources? Not enough spiritual power? When Wang Yu waved his hand and planned to rebuild the world, the heavenly fate bead poured a bucket of cold water on him. Of course. No matter how powerful I am, I can't make something out of nothing, right? Even if you build an ordinary house, you'll need bricks and stones, right? The heavenly fate bead curled its lips and looked down on Wang Yu. Okay. Wang Yu nodded, indicating that he completely understood. To build such a heaven-defying building, he definitely needed various materials. Don't be discouraged. At least for now, building the pill hall, weapon refining pavilion and martial arts hall is not a problem. But you'll need to use up a lot of the spiritual qi you've stored. After hitting him with a stick, the heavenly fate bead gave him a sweet date. Really? That's great. Wang Yu was overjoyed. He quickly moved and rushed towards the pill hall and weapon refining pavilion of the Heng Yu sect. On the right side of the Heng Yu peak, there was a lonely mountain peak. This mountain was called Song Pine Peak. It was where the Heng Yu sect refined pills and weapons. Under this mountain peak there was an underground fire vein. The Hengyu sect used the underground fire as the source to refine pills and weapons. When he arrived in front of the pill hall, the surrounding air was filled with medicinal fragrance. In the pill hall, there were many elders and disciples of the sect coming and going. They were either refining pills or collecting materials. Inform everyone in the pill hall to come out. I'm going to rebuild the pill hall. Wang Yu ordered the pill hall's deacon elder. Yes. The deacon elder quickly returned to the pill hall and sent a message to everyone in the pill hall to come out. Ancestor Frost wants to rebuild the pill hall? That's great. Hearing this news, everyone in the pill hall was overjoyed. With Ancestor Frost's cultivation, the pill hall that he renovated would definitely be extraordinary. Senior Heavenly Fate Bead, what should I do? After everyone in the pill hall came out, Wang Yu asked the Heavenly Fate Bead. What should I do? The Heavenly Fate Bead laughed. Various buildings of the pill hall appeared in Wang Yu's mind. You just need to choose a building style and wave your hand. That's it? Wang Yu was stunned for a moment. According to the Heavenly Fate Bead's request, he chose a simple and unrefined pill hall style. Then, he waved his hand at the Hengyu sect's pill hall. Boom, a violent explosion resounded. Brilliant five-colored light circulated and covered the entire pill hall. A huge wave of spiritual energy rippled, causing the surrounding sky to rumble. Of course, this was just a bluff. The Heavenly Fate Bead couldn't do this kind of thing. Only Li Yu could do it. The so-called pill hall, isn't it just putting the resource storage's decomposition and refinement function on it? Li Yu laughed. System, reconstruct the pill hall with the construction method of the mall. Cancel the coordinate anchoring function and load the resource storage's decomposition and refinement function. Load the information of various pills recorded in the current world. When the mall was constructed, the exterior of the building could be reconstructed. As long as the coordinate anchoring function was cancelled, it wouldn't be a mall anymore. Other functional buildings could be built. Li Yu had already researched this function. With this function, even if he wanted to make systems like Red Alert or Warcraft in the future, he would have the foundation. It's not a bad idea to experiment with the sect master system in this world. Li Yu smiled and looked at the pill hall that had been set up. He nodded. Put the authority on the Heavenly Fate Bead. Then, Li Yu waved his hand and a miracle was born. Hengyu sect, Songpine Peak. Just now, the movement of the five-colored light and the shaking of heaven and earth had already startled many people. Everyone in the Hengyu sect stretched their necks and looked at the pill hall. They wanted to know what the ice ancestor was doing. Dong, a loud and clear sound of a bell was heard. The five-colored radiance suddenly vanished. A simple, exquisite, and mysterious huge palace stood where the Dan Hall used to be. The huge palace was overflowing with light and vibrant colors, and its splendor was boundless. Multicolored auspicious clouds lingered around the palace, and a refreshing medicinal fragrance permeated the air, causing one's spirit to shake and feel refreshed. Pill Hall, seeing the two big golden words on the huge palace's door, the people of the Hengyu sect were stunned. Today I will rebuild the Pill Hall. This Pill Hall is created by the heavens and earth. It has unfathomable abilities. You only need to provide the materials, and you can exchange for various pills from the Pill Hall. Wang Yu announced loudly. He pointed his finger and a light screen appeared on the pill hall. Pills with vast auras appeared like a bright starry sky. The ancestor is so powerful? The people of the Hengyu sect touched it with their divine sense and immediately understood the function of the pill hall. Their faces were filled with shock and joy. One must know that refining pills wasn't something that could be done casually. No matter how powerful an alchemist was, the success rate of refining pills couldn't be guaranteed. Now, this pill hall was able to guarantee success every time. It only increased the consumption of materials by 50%. More importantly, this pill hall had all kinds of pills. It could even refine pills for the ascendant realm. This was simply too heaven-defying. The ancestors' abilities are vast and boundless. The people of the Huangyu sect knelt down on the ground in admiration. To be able to rebuild the pill hall and have such heaven-defying abilities, just how powerful was the Ice Ancestors' cultivation? This method of creating the heavens and earth, the Yellow Dragon sect's sect leader was also shocked by this. He couldn't believe it. Chapter 4:15. Now, make the weapon refining pavilion. After leaving the newly built pill hall, Wang Yu came to the Huangyu sect's weapon refining pavilion. Seeing Wang Yu's big move again, the people of the Huangyu sect surrounded him with surprise. Weapon refining pavilion, come out. With the pill hall as an example, Wang Yu also had some playful thoughts. He put on an act and waved his hand at the original weapon refining pavilion. A 5-colored light suddenly rushed up and shrouded the original weapon refining pavilion. As the multicolored light flowed, another beautiful building rose from the multicolored light. This is the newly created weapon refining pavilion. Use it well. Wang Yu pointed and activated the weapon refining pavilion, displaying the functions of the weapon refining pavilion. Wow! Seeing the functions of the weapon refining pavilion, all the Huangyu sect cultivators were in an uproar. It can refine all kinds of treasures from qi refining to ascendant? As long as there are materials, even qi refining stage cultivators can refine Jin Dan treasures. Refining in a day? Don't treasures take many years to refine? This is too. The functions of the weapon refining pavilion shocked everyone. This kind of magical power was simply unimaginable. What kind of magical power is this? The Yellow Dragon sect leader was also so shocked that he couldn't close his mouth for a long time. As the clone of the Vermilion Bird sect's master of the Four Divine sect, Huang Long naturally didn't lack knowledge. However, he couldn't understand the magical powers that Wang Yu displayed at all. It was simply beyond imagination. It was simply too heaven-defying. He didn't guess that it was the ability of a treasure because he had never heard of such a treasure in this world. Wang Yu is definitely the reincarnation of a great figure. With such a magical power, he must be a third-step cultivator. Even his original body had to look up to a third-step cultivator. With such an existence and such a magical power, the Huangyu sect was truly heaven-defying. There was no such thing as the most heaven-defying, only more heaven-defying. Next, Wang Yu's martial arts hall made the Yellow Dragon sect leader's face turn pale. In the back mountain of the Huangyu sect, Wang Yu reconstructed an unused hall and built it into a large black stone hall. Martial Arts Hall. After the black stone hall was built, an iron-blooded battle intent spread out. It can actually fight in a virtual battle? And it can even accelerate time by 10 times? The functions of the martial arts hall shocked the Yellow Dragon sect leader even more. With this martial arts hall, all the disciples of the Huangyu sect could freely fight in the martial arts hall without worrying about any injuries. In this way, the Huangyu sect disciples' combat experience would be incomparably rich. More importantly, accelerating time by 10 times would allow the disciples to have 10 times more time to cultivate their spells and divine abilities. They would definitely be able to master every single spell. In the future, the fighting strength of the Huangyu sect disciples was simply unimaginable. This kind of treasure is the foundation of the Huangyu sect's development. Haha, I didn't expect that this reincarnated avatar of mine could actually experience such a wonderful thing. Yellow Dragon sect leader stroked his beard and smiled. With these 3 magical buildings, the Huangyu sect will surely flourish. Wang Yu stood at the top of the Huangyu peak, watching the sect disciples happily rush to the 3 buildings. Some refined pills, some refined weapons, and some went to the martial arts hall to fight. The entire sect was brimming with vitality. All the sect disciples were in high spirits, their morale soaring. Kid, you're still missing something crucial. To control the sect, it's not something that can be done with just a few words. The heavenly fate bead laughed in Wang Yu's mind. Loyalty, what do you rely on to guarantee it? If one day you encounter a crisis, will these disciples be willing to serve you? I've also considered this problem. Wang Yu nodded solemnly. The sect's loyalty needs to be cultivated bit by bit. I don't have many methods, but… Wang Yu glanced at the heavenly fate bead. Since Senior Heavenly Fate Bead said so, there must be a way, right? Of course. The heavenly fate bead laughed. Kid, you want to build an ancestral hall. When the disciples go to the ancestral hall, they must make a blood oath to obey orders and never betray you. With the power of the ancestral hall, strengthen this oath so that they can't betray you. With the ancestral hall, all the disciples of the sect will be under your control. Ancestral hall? Wang Yu nodded. I've invested so much, so I naturally want to control the sect. The ancestral hall must be built. That's why you need to go out and get some things. Otherwise, not only will the ancestral hall not be built, but the other buildings will also be lacking. As the heavenly fate bead spoke, a map appeared in Wang Yu's mind. Kid, this is the territory opposite the demonic cultivator sea. This is the territory of the Forsaken Immortal Clan. There are many good things in the 19th level of the Sky Pit. Okay. Wang Yu smiled and nodded. If the heavenly fate bead said it was good, then it definitely wouldn't be bad. Waving his hand, Wang Yu opened a space door and stepped out. He instantly left the Heng Yu sect and arrived at the territory of the Forsaken Immortal Clan. The aura here is a bit strange. In front of him was a lush forest. Ancient trees towered into the sky and the surroundings were green. It seemed to be a land full of vitality. However, Wang Yu felt a strange feeling from this vitality. It was as if the earth was being controlled and the forest was being enslaved. Your feeling is correct. The heavenly fate bead explained. The Forsaken Immortal Clan is also known as the Rune Race. They are a race controlled by the ruler of the ancient stars outside the sealed realm, the Sovereign. Sovereign? This was the first time Wang Yu heard this name, and he didn't know where this person came from. It's just a palm print servant. Don't worry about him. The heavenly fate bead waved its hand and continued. The Forsaken Immortal Clan plunder the vitality of the earth. They turn all kinds of beasts into runes and fuse them into their bodies to obtain power. If it was the rune race of the past, you wouldn't be able to provoke them with your current strength. However, countless years have passed and their strength has deteriorated beyond recognition. As the heavenly fate pearl explained, it guided Wang Yu to a huge and bottomless sinkhole. This pit, Wang Yu frowned slightly when he saw the bottomless sinkhole that exuded a vast and majestic aura below. This is the Immortal Graveyard. There are a total of 19 levels. We're going to the 19th level. However, the Forsaken Immortal Clan is very hostile to the human race. It will be very dangerous, so we can't be careless. I'll be careful. Wang Yu waved his hand and released the Moongazer serpent that looked like a dragon. The Moongazer serpent that was originally tens of thousands of meters long had now turned into a small snake that coiled above Wang Yu's head. Holding the Moongazer serpent in his hand, Wang Yu's figure flashed and he gently fell into the bottomless pit. Not long after, Wang Yu landed at the bottom of the pit. He was surrounded by black ground. He gently stomped his feet and found that the ground was very hard, as if it was cast from steel. It doesn't seem that deep. Wang Yu raised his head and looked at the entrance of the heavenly pit, which looked like the mouth of a well. He estimated that it was only about 200,000 feet underground. This is only the first level. It's still early. You'll know how deep this pit is. Chapter 4:16. The entrance to the second floor is to the east. After landing on the first level of the Immortal Graveyard, Wang Yu flew towards the east under the guidance of his heavenly fate pearl. Whoosh! While he was flying, a black shadow suddenly rushed out from behind a huge rock below. Wang Yu frowned, raised the plenilune blade, and slashed out. Even though he didn't activate the plenilune saber's ability, a third-step spirit weapon like the plenilune saber was innately sharp and indestructible. With Wang Yu's strength as a 2-star ancient god, even a casual slash was unstoppable. Poof! The blade pierced through the black shadow, and it fell to the ground. This is a barbarian? On the ground, a black monster's corpse was lying on the ground. This person's hair was disheveled and he only wore a piece of beast skin. There were strange markings on his body. There was also a leaf-shaped mark on his forehead that looked like a talisman. Forsaken Immortal Clan, one-leaf talisman warrior, equivalent to the Foundation Establishment realm. The Destiny Pearl explained, talisman warriors are close-range fighters. There's also a type of spell master that focuses on casting spells. Brat, there are too many Forsaken Immortal Clan members below. If we kill our way through, who knows when we'll reach our destination. The Destiny Pearl waved its hand and an invisible ripple swept out, hiding Wang Yu's presence. Wang Yu then silently rushed to the east and found the entrance to the second floor. The second floor was a rotten swamp filled with a rotten stench. All sorts of demon bones were piled up in the swamp. Brat, the swamp is highly toxic. Although it won't be difficult for this old man to detoxify you, the swamp is extremely poisonous. Although I can cure it, the corrosive poison is still very painful. Wang Yu nodded at the Destiny Pearl's warning. He didn't waste any time and rushed toward the entrance to the third floor. He passed through the third floor and arrived at the fourth floor. At this point, Wang Yu couldn't hide himself anymore. It wasn't the Destiny Pearl's ability to hide his presence that was discovered, but Wang Yu had been seen. The Forsaken Immortal Clan seemed to be holding some sort of ceremony on the fourth floor. Countless Forsaken Immortal Clan members were gathered under a giant tree. After Wang Yu arrived at the fourth floor, he was exposed to the Forsaken Immortal Clan members no matter how well he hid. Human cultivator! Die! Seeing Wang Yu appear, countless Forsaken Immortal Clan members angrily roared. They jumped up and gathered spells in their hands. So, we can only kill our way over. Wang Yu raised the moon-gazing saber, and a cold and deadly aura surged out. Waning moon. With the wind blowing and the waning moon, the beautiful scene was finally extinguished. With a slash of the saber, moonlight filled the sky. The entire fourth floor rumbled. Ice cold. Dead silence. Annihilation of all living things. Flowers, trees, birds, beasts, and even humans. Everything was wiped out by this blade. Everything was crushed into nothingness. The entire fourth floor was flattened by this saber strike. The power of a spirit void grade treasure was as such. So strong. Wang Yu was speechless at the lethality of this attack. In a mere 1,000 li of space, the strongest of these Forsaken Immortal Clan members are only at the late nascent soul stage. What's so strange about that? The Heavenly Fate Pearl curled its lips in disdain. Who dares to invade? At this moment, the commotion on the fourth floor alerted all the Forsaken Immortal Clan members. Figures with vast auras rushed out one after another. 6-leaf, 7-leaf, 10-leaf, 11-leaf. An 11-leaf spell master had the power of an ascendant cultivator. When Wang Yu saw these figures, he frowned slightly. Did we poke a hornet's nest? Human cultivator? Humans? How dare they invade our immortal graveyard? Kill him! The figures roared, and a huge wave of spiritual power shook the surroundings. How troublesome! Wang Yu shook his head and waved his hand. The small moon-gazing saber hovering above his head shot out. Roar! A huge roar shook the heavens and earth. As the light bloomed, a 10,000-meter-long monster with a boundless aura floated in the air. It coiled in the air, and its immense power caused the space of the fourth floor to tremble. This roar was like a clap of thunder, causing the space of the entire fourth floor to shake violently with a rumbling sound. This roar was like a gust of wind. All the figures that charged out were sent flying by this gust of wind and smashed into the stone walls of the fourth floor. Puff! A series of blood spurted out. Even the most powerful 11-leaf spell master couldn't resist. I'm just passing by. Wang Yu waved his hand and recalled the moon-gazing saber. He coldly glanced at the forsaken immortal clan members and snorted, "If you dare to be noisy again, I'll wipe out your entire clan." "We wouldn't dare." The forsaken immortal clan members quickly bowed and retreated to the side, not daring to say another word. Just a roar from the spirit beast was enough to heavily injure them. They couldn't resist at all. Just how terrifying was this person's cultivation? If they dared to say another word, they would be courting death. Humph! Wang Yu waved his sleeves and walked toward the entrance of the fifth floor. There were no more obstructions along the way. Wang Yu's journey was very smooth. Wang Yu only stopped when he reached the 17th floor. This place, the 17th floor, wasn't large, but the scene in front of him was terrifying. Huge, pitch-black chains covered the entire 17th floor like a spiderweb. Shriveled corpses hung from the chains. There seemed to be waves of mournful wails echoing in the air. "Brat, these are all immortals. But these immortals are all fakes. They aren't real immortals." Immortals? Fakes? Wang Yu didn't understand. There are 4 broken immortal realms within the realm ceiling formation. These people are the so-called immortals of the 4 immortal realms. The Destiny Pearl shook its head in disdain. They don't even have the bloodline of the immortals. How can they be considered immortals? Don't worry about them, go to the next floor. The next floor? There's no other path? Wang Yu took a look at the space on the 17th floor. It looked like a hall, but it was completely sealed off. There was no way to get out of this place. Have the moon-gazing saber smash the ground. Once the 17th floor is broken, the 18th floor will open. Is that so? Wang Yu waved his hand and the moon-gazing saber flew out of his hand. Its enormous body slammed into the ground. Boom! The entire 17th floor collapsed as if space itself had shattered. A ray of light shone from the ground. This is the 18th floor. Let's go in. Wang Yu hurriedly stepped in. With a flash of light, he arrived in another area. This was a small room with a radius of 300 meters. It seemed to be a secret chamber. A ball of flame was lit in the center of the room. The flame wasn't strong or dazzling, but it emanated an aura that surpassed all living beings. This is the power of the origin. Although this thing made by the rune race is impure and messy, it's an insult to the word origin. However, no matter what, it was still an origin. Let me refine it for you. It's very useful. Origin? What's that? Wang Yu didn't understand at all. When a second step cultivator ascends to the third step, if they don't use Joss flames, they'll have to use their origin to shatter the void gate and ascend to the emptiness realm. It's still too early for you. Since it's something good, I naturally can't let it go. Wang Yu waved his hand and put the ball of origin into his destiny pearl. Kid, this is just a bonus. The real good stuff is at the back. The destiny pearl flew out of Wang Yu's body and stopped beside a stone door on the right side of the secret chamber. Kid, the most powerful force in this world is behind this door. Chapter 4:17. What's behind this door? Seeing the Destiny Pearl's actions, Wang Yu was curious. Why don't we go in and take a look? The Destiny Pearl waved its hand and the mottled stone door shone brightly, revealing a circular pattern. Above this ring, a vast aura that could surpass the heavens and earth spread out. What's this? The aura from the circular pattern caused Wang Yu to tremble uncontrollably. The ancient god bloodline in his body was trembling, as if worshipping the source of the bloodline. It was also roaring furiously as if it had met its nemesis. This is the strongest power in this world. The Destiny Pearl looked at the circular pattern and nodded with a smile. In this world, there are two races that stand at the pinnacle of life. One is the immortal race, the other is the ancient race. The Destiny Pearl turned to look at Wang Yu. Kid, this circular pattern contains the power of the immortal race and the ancient race. This is the strongest power in this world, the power of the immortal ancient indestructible body. Of course, it's still far from the real immortal ancient indestructible body. Immortal ancient indestructible body? Wang Yu's eyes lit up. The immortal ancient indestructible body was something that the Destiny Pearl had told him when he had obtained the ancient god bloodline. Wang Yu was naturally interested in this so-called strongest power in this world. This circular pattern contains the power of the immortal race and the ancient race. With the combination of these two powers, no one can open this door unless they have both the bloodline of the immortal race and the ancient race. But the Destiny Pearl smiled and reached out to touch the circular pattern on the stone door. An invisible wave swept across and absorbed all the power of the immortal race and the ancient race. But with me here, this is not a problem. With a gentle push, the stone door opened. After passing through the stone door, there was a huge circular path. Every now and then, there would be a circular pattern similar to the one on the stone door. The Destiny Pearl activated the resource recovery function and absorbed all the power of these light circles. They passed through and continued forward. After passing through the last light circle, the path ahead opened up and a vast and boundless world appeared. This world was extremely vast and flat. There was no end in sight. However, the entire space was dead silent. There was no sign of life. What was more shocking was, what is that? Wang Yu raised his head and looked at the sky. His face was full of shock and he was dumbfounded. A huge circular hole was torn open in the sky. A circular pillar that was tens of thousands of feet long was protruding out of the hole. It was as if the hole had been pierced through by this huge pillar. It's an arrow. The heavenly fate jewel raised its head to look at the towering pillar and smiled faintly. Li Guang arrow. Li Guang's arrow that once shot Gu Dao's left eye. An arrow. Wang Yu was dumbfounded. Such a huge pillar was actually just an arrow. What kind of person could use this kind of arrow? It was simply unimaginable. This arrow is a priceless treasure, but to you it's more important. As she said that, her heavenly fate jewel pointed at the arrowhead. Li Guang's arrow did not have an extremely sharp arrowhead. The arrowhead of this arrow was a hollow cylinder like an empty pipe. Inside the hollow arrowhead, the hollow part of the arrowhead glowed with a dark golden color. This blood light exuded an aura that made Wang Yu tremble. It was as if this was the source of his bloodline. Ancient Dao blood? Thinking back to the heavenly fate jewel's introduction, this arrow had once shot Gu Dao's left eye. Then, this blood light must be ancient Dao blood. The 3,000 ancient Dao blood belonged to the ancient god, ancient demon, and ancient demon races. Wang Yu's ancient god body just happened to originate from ancient Dao blood. This blood light in front of him was naturally the source of his bloodline. It is indeed ancient Dao blood. The heavenly fate jewel smiled and looked at Wang Yu. Boy, this thing is of great value to you. It can allow you to advance from the ancient god bloodline to the true ancient bloodline. As she spoke, the heavenly fate jewel flew up and arrived in front of the incomparably huge arrow. Collect. With a wave of her hand, an invisible wave swept out and collected the arrow and ancient Dao blood into the heavenly fate jewel's resource storage. After collecting the huge Li Guang arrow, the huge hole in the sky was completely revealed. Behind that hole was an extremely shocking scene. It was a dark and deathly silent space. Wang Yu was very familiar with this space. With the essence of a soul devourer, Wang Yu naturally recognized that this was the Nirvana Void. The Nirvana Void was not strange. What was strange was that there were countless corpses densely piled up in this nirvana void. The corpses of incomparably ferocious beasts were like small mountains floating in the void. More importantly, in this dense pile of corpses, there were countless corpses shining with a golden light. These golden corpses were shining with a dazzling golden light. Even in the pitch-black and deathly silent nirvana void, these golden corpses still illuminated a huge space. These golden corpses faintly emitted a vast and majestic aura that was above the heavens and earth. This aura was exactly the same as the aura on Li Guang arrow. It caused the ancient god blood in Wang Yu's body to roar in anger. This place, seeing this shocking scene, Wang Yu took a deep breath and suppressed the boiling blood in his heart. Do you remember what I told you? The cave world is the cave world of an immortal powerhouse. And this place, the heavenly fate pearl pointed at the end of the golden corpses, where a faint fluctuation rippled in the nirvana void. This is the entrance to the cave world, a door that has been shattered by someone. And those corpses are the real immortals, the real immortals. Back then, when the seven-colored immortal sovereign opened the cave world, the younger brother of the Eight Extremities celestial master, Lien Daofei, broke in. After a great battle, the countless disciples of the seven-colored immortal sovereign turned into these corpses. The heavenly fate pearl turned to look at Wang Yu. Kid, don't be in a daze. Those giant beast corpses are the spiritual beasts raised in the cave world. Use them as materials and you can build many sect buildings. As for those immortal corpses, although their bloodline is very thin, these people are also descendants of the immortal ancestor and also have the immortal bloodline. As long as I refine them, I can refine a pure immortal bloodline for you. At that time, fuse with the ancient Tao blood and the immortal bloodline, and you will have the strongest talent in this world, the immortal ancient indestructible body. So that's how it is. Great. Wang Yu was overjoyed. He leaped up and rushed into the nirvana void behind the hole. Bone eagle corpse? Collect. 9 neonate corpse? Collect. Immortal corpse? Collect. Wang Yu flew and collected along the way. The corpses of beasts and immortals were collected into the heavenly fate pearl one after another. Great harvest! What a great harvest! Seeing the increasing number of corpses in the heavenly fate pearl, Wang Yu's face was filled with the joy of a great harvest. Of course, Li Yu's face was also filled with the joy of a great harvest. Speaking of which, the author had been writing for months without a break. With the current chapters on the shelves, the full subscription was only the price of a pack of cigarettes. Seeing that the author was working hard, it shouldn't be difficult to reward him with a pack of cigarettes, right? If he didn't subscribe, the author would eat dirt. Chapter 4:18. The things I received this time are still very valuable. In Li Yu's opinion, there were only two things that were truly valuable. One was the ancient Tao blood. The other was the immortal race bloodline. The two most powerful races in the world had power that surpassed all living beings in the world. The immortal race was the ruler of the world. Since ancient times they had been ruling the world. One day, a race called Ancient was born. The ancient race was born with a tyrannical body and great abilities. More importantly, the ancient race was a group of unruly battle maniacs. After a great battle, the immortal and ancient race were evenly matched and divided the world equally. The bloodlines of the immortal and ancient race represented the pinnacle of power in the world. Immortal body and immortal body, these tyrannical bloodlines are very valuable to me. The net of the origin world still needed to be lifted. With the bloodlines of the immortal race and ancient race, especially the ancient race, who didn't believe in the heavens or fate and only believed in their fists, they would be the most suitable fighters. System: extract the ancient Tao blood. Decompose the immortal corpses and extract the immortal bloodline. Li Guang's arrow already had the ancient Tao blood, so the analysis was very simple. However, the immortal bloodline still needed to be refined. As the multicolored light flowed, countless immortal corpses were decomposed. The immortal bloodline was refined, purified, and returned to its origin. Finally, it turned into a ball of golden blood. System: take one of the two bloodlines as a specimen and return the rest to the destiny bead. After getting what he wanted, he didn't need to care about anything else. Immortal graveyard. A large number of corpses were finally collected. Wang Yu left the immortal graveyard with joy and returned to the Heng Yu sect. Boy, with these corpses as materials, you can build the other sect buildings. After returning to the cave, the destiny bead began to explain the harvest to Wang Yu. Of course, the first thing you need to do is... The destiny bead reached out and a ball of golden blood appeared in its hand. The first thing you need to do is upgrade your ancient god bloodline to ancient Tao bloodline. Okay. Wang Yu sat cross-legged on the futon and nodded towards the destiny pearl. Senior Destiny, let's begin. Don't be so nervous. It's much easier than the last time you fused with the ancient god's blood. The heavenly fate pearl smiled and slapped the ancient Tao blood into Wang Yu's body. With the bloodline of the ancient gods, he had become a true ancient god. At this moment, Wang Yu was fusing with the ancient Tao blood. He was returning his bloodline to its origin. The ancient Tao blood was injected into Wang Yu's heart by the destiny pearl. In an instant, Wang Yu's heart began to beat like a drum. Bang! 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 Amidst this heartbeat, it was as if the ancient Tao blood was devouring Wang Yu's bloodline. All the blood in his body rushed back to his heart. His ancient god bloodline completely gathered in this ball of ancient Tao blood. At the same time, Wang Yu's entire body instantly withered, as if he had turned into a mummy. Boom! As if swallowing Wang Yu's bloodline wasn't enough, this mass of ancient Tao blood suddenly erupted and shattered Wang Yu's body. The dark gold blood swept out like a raging tide and completely swallowed Wang Yu's shattered body. Wang Yu's figure was no longer in the cave. Only a giant ball of dark gold blood remained. Time slowly passed. This ball of blood turned into a giant blood cocoon that floated in the air. Within the blood cocoon, a brand new body was reforming. The body of an ancient god has to undergo many reconstructions in its life. This characteristic actually originates from the ancient Tao body. Thus, this is not only returning to its origin, but also reconstructing the body. Boom! A dark gold light bloomed and the blood cocoon exploded. A tall and slender figure stepped out of the light that filled the sky. A head of dark gold hair fluttered behind his head. On his cold face, 3 golden stars appeared between his eyebrows. There were also 3 spots of light circulating in his eyes. Such a demonic scene made the grave and stern young man exude a strange and demonic charm. The forehead is the god, the left eye is the demon, and the right eye is the demon. Ancient god, ancient demon, and ancient devil, 3 together, this is the ancient Tao. The Heaven's Mandate Pearl looked at Wang Yu and nodded with a smile. Not bad, you are now a true ancient Tao bloodline. Although, in the ancient race, you are just a child that has just learned how to walk. 3 stars, I already have the strength of the soul formation realm. In the ancient race, I am still a child that has just learned how to walk? Wang Yu was tongue-tied. Just how strong was the ancient race? Okay, don't be envious. Your future is stronger than the ancient race and the immortal race because... The Heaven's Mandate Pearl waved its hand and took out another ball of golden blood. Because you are about to become an unprecedented, immortal, ancient, indestructible body that has fused the bloodlines of 2 races. This thing, seeing this ball of golden blood, Wang Yu's ancient Tao bloodline began to boil. It was as if it was roaring, as if it wanted to rush up and crush this ball of blood. My ancient Tao bloodline can actually affect me? The anger in his bloodline caused Wang Yu to frown. This feeling of not being able to control it made Wang Yu feel very uncomfortable. The bloodline of the ancient race will naturally be affected by the bloodline. However, as long as you fuse with the immortal race bloodline and become the unprecedented immortal ancient indestructible body, you will be the ancestor of a new race. You will not be affected by any bloodline. The Heaven's Mandate Pearl held the ball of golden blood and looked at Wang Yu with a smile. This thing, is there really no problem? Just a bit of its aura is enough to cause my bloodline to boil. If it fuses with my body, there will definitely be a conflict. No matter how much Wang Yu trusted the Heaven's Mandate Pearl, he still felt that this matter was somewhat unreliable. He began to worry. If this old man doesn't do anything, you will definitely explode and die if you dare to fuse with two bloodlines. The Heaven's Mandate Pearl proudly raised its head. However, with this old man's help, how difficult will it be to fuse the bloodlines of the ancient and immortal races and become the immortal ancient indestructible body? The Heaven's Mandate Pearl waved its hand and a gorgeous stream of light appeared, forming a huge cauldron in front of Wang Yu. Kid, jump in. With this old man's help, you will definitely become the immortal ancient indestructible body. The Heaven's Mandate Pearl pointed at the five-colored cauldron and signaled to Wang Yu. Okay. Seeing the scene created by the Heaven's Mandate Pearl, Wang Yu also gained some confidence. He nodded and jumped into the five-colored cauldron. The brilliant five-colored light flowed and flooded Wang Yu's body like a wave. Kid, be careful. It's a little painful. The Heaven's Mandate Pearl laughed and waved its hand, sending the golden blood into the five-colored cauldron. Boom! The ancient and immortal ancient bloodlines clashed violently when they met. With a loud explosion, Wang Yu's body exploded with countless streaks of blood. Like a water leak, blood spurted out. Refine. The Heaven's Mandate Pearl pretended to shout and the five-colored light rushed up. An invisible force merged the golden ancient bloodline and the golden immortal ancient bloodline into one. Bang! Wang Yu exploded into a cloud of blood mist. After the ancient bloodline and the immortal ancient bloodline merged, it turned into a thick purple-gold mist. The purple-gold mist continued to condense. Soon, a purple-gold blood cocoon surrounded by countless streams of light appeared. Crack! Streams of light flashed and the purple-gold blood cocoon shattered. Wang Yu's figure stepped out. At this moment, there was nothing strange about Wang Yu's body. There were no golden stars, no demonic eyes, and even the color of his hair had returned to black. He looked like an ordinary human youth. However, his inner essence was completely different. The unprecedented, immortal, ancient, indestructible body of this world was born. Chapter 419. So this is the immortal ancient indestructible body? Wang Yu was overjoyed when he felt the boundless power in his body and the surrounding heaven and earth yuan qi moving according to his will. It is indeed the immortal ancient indestructible body. But you are only equivalent to a baby with the immortal ancient indestructible body. To truly possess invincible power, young man, you still need to work hard. The Heaven's Mandate Bead looked at Wang Yu and nodded. However, your foundation is already very solid. In addition to the Tao of body refinement, you can also cultivate immortal techniques and divine abilities. The immortal ancient indestructible body fused the bloodline of the ancient race and the immortal clan into one, simultaneously possessing the characteristics of both. The body was tyrannical, the divine ability was vast, and the immortal techniques were endless. That's great. Although the ancient race's divine ability was extremely powerful, in this world of qi refinement cultivators, not knowing how to use a few spells and only relying on one's fists was too unconventional. Huh? Senior Heaven's Mandate, do you have any more immortal blood? Can you also transform the iron pillar into an immortal ancient indestructible body? Since he had obtained benefits, Wang Yu naturally wanted Wang Lin to obtain some benefits as well. Do you think immortal blood is so easy to refine? The corpses of those immortals were all of impure bloodlines. It was already not easy for this old man to refine so much. The Heaven's Mandate bead rolled its eyes at Wang Yu. There are many real immortals in this cave world. When the time comes, you can kill a few and this old man will refine them for you. Now, stop dreaming. Alright. Wang Yu also knew that this request was a bit excessive. Senior Heaven's Mandate, let me first build the sect. Then, Wang Yu walked out of the cave world and began a new round of sect construction. First was the Ancestral Hall. The Hengyu sect originally also had an Ancestral Hall, but that thing was only for commemorative purposes and was not actually used for public use. When Wang Yu's Ancestral Hall was created, it had the function of blood oath. It allowed the sect's disciples to worship the Ancestral Hall and swear an oath of never betrayal. The so-called blood oath was actually justly used modification of the loyalty mark. Even though he was loyal to the sect and Wang Yu, all the buildings in the sect were still under Li Yu's control. After the construction of the Ancestral Hall was completed, Wang Yu built the library, the medicine field, the Tao Enlightenment Hall, and the cultivation room. After using up all the corpses of the ferocious beasts stored in his Pearl of Destiny, Li Yu's so-called sect building was completed. Ancestral Master is mighty. This series of miracles shocked everyone in the Hengyu sect. In the library, there were countless cultivation techniques and secret manuals ranging from qi refinement to ascendant. For the spirit herbs in the medicinal field to mature in a day, it was simply like a dream. After comprehending the Tao for a day in the Tao Comprehension Hall, all his doubts about cultivation were quickly resolved. Cultivating in the quiet room, the speed of absorbing spiritual energy had increased by several times. Although this required the consumption of spirit stones and all sorts of materials. However, this was too worth it. There is hope for the revival of the sect. The Yellow Dragon sect leader led a group of disciples to worship the Ancestral Hall, collect various cultivation techniques and secret manuals from the library, plant spirit herbs, and cultivate. The Hengyu sect was in full swing. Ha 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 ha. Good. Good. As the sect leader, I have never been so happy. Seeing the scene in front of him, the Yellow Dragon sect leader laughed. Sect leader, we should unify the cultivation world of Zhao. With Wang Yu's current strength, according to the standard of an ancient god, it was equivalent to the soul formation realm. With this strength, it was enough to promote Zhao to level 4. Unifying the cultivation world of Zhao was a matter of course. Unifying the cultivation world of Zhao? That's great. The Yellow Dragon sect leader's eyes lit up, and he suddenly stood up. Ancestral Master Ice, what should I do? It's very simple. A smile appeared on Wang Yu's cold face. I just need to show my strength. Show your strength. The Yellow Dragon sect leader was stunned. Boom. A bone-chilling cold light soared into the sky. Wang Yu's figure floated in the air. He slowly opened his arms and released his nirvana intent. Nirvana was the end of life. It was the destination of all things. This intent surged out like a raging tide, covering the sky and the earth. The intent enveloped the Hengyu sect. Then, it spread out mightily. The nirvana intent continued to spread until the entire Zhao was enveloped by Wang Yu's nirvana intent. Intent? Soul formation realm? Ancestral Master is already at the soul formation realm? How long has it been? How many years has it been since he started cultivating? Ancestral Master must be the reincarnation of a mighty figure. The Yellow Dragon sect leader, who bore the brunt of it, was shocked. Then, just as the shock rose in his heart, it was soothed by the nirvana intent. Heaven and earth returned to silence, and all things returned to the void. Under the shroud of this intent, the wind stopped, the clouds stopped, and the birds, beasts, insects, and fish fell silent. At this moment, everyone in Zhao, whether they were mortals or cultivators, felt something and looked up at the sky. Ordinary people didn't know what was going on, But those cultivators were so shocked that they jumped up one by one. The few remaining nascent soul cultivators of Zhao instantly changed their expressions. They rushed into the sky in horror, looking for the source of this aura. Heaven and earth will eventually return to silence, and all things will eventually return to nothingness. My Tao is nirvana. A calm and soft voice spread throughout Zhao along with the pervasive intent. Once the words were spoken, heaven and earth reacted. The wind stopped and the clouds disappeared. The clouds in the sky dissipated. The light wind stopped blowing. At this moment, there was no wind or clouds in Zhao. There was only silence. Soul. Soul formation realm? Hearing this, all the cultivators understood the reason. Our Zhao finally has a soul formation ancestral master? In Zhao, all the sects, cultivation families, and even rogue cultivators were solemn. They bowed respectfully toward the source of the intent. The immortal has shown his divinity. In the secular world, from the emperor to the common people, they all knelt on the ground and kowtowed respectfully. Boom! The pervasive intent suddenly disappeared, and a ray of white light appeared in the sky. It was pure white, the ultimate white, without any impurities or pollution. Within this ray of white light, there was only the silence of heaven and earth. My name is Wang Yu, the Heng Yu sect's ancestral master. In 3 days, all the sect in Zhao must come and see me. The mighty voice spread across the heavens and earth. As you command. Hearing this, all the cultivators in Zhao respectfully kowtowed and accepted the order. As a rank 3 cultivation country, the strongest cultivator in Zhao was only a nascent soul cultivator. The appearance of a soul formation ancestral master was not only the key to Zhao becoming a rank 4 cultivation country, but it was also a great opportunity for all the cultivators, especially nascent soul cultivators. For those cultivators who had been stuck at the nascent soul stage for many years, the appearance of Wang Yu, the soul formation ancestral master, was the light in the darkness. As long as they could receive guidance, there was hope for them to make a breakthrough. Sect Master, this should be enough to unify Zhao's cultivation world, right? Wang Yu withdrew his aura, lowered his body, and smiled at Huang Long. This is no longer a matter of unifying Zhao. Huang Long's face was red with excitement. Zhao is about to become a rank 4 cultivation country. Chapter 420. 3 days later. The Heng Yu sect held a large celebration to celebrate Wang Yu's ascension to the soul formation stage. Greetings, Ancestor Terminator. Well, this was Wang Yu's new title. Ever since he shouted, "My Tao is Terminator," the title of Ancestor Terminator fell on Wang Yu's head. Ancestor Terminator? What kind of title is that? It's even worse than Ancestor Han Bing's. The corner of Wang Yu's mouth twitched a few times, and he helplessly shook his head. At the beginning of the ceremony, Wang Yu showed his face and met with a few nascent soul cultivators from the state of Zhao. With the help of his heavenly fate pearl, he casually gave them a few pointers. After a round of gratitude, Wang Yu left. These sect masters were very interested when they saw the mysterious buildings of the Heng Yu sect, especially the Pavilion of Books and the Hall of Enlightenment. To these nascent soul cultivators it was too tempting. Wasn't it just worshipping the ancestral hall? Wasn't it just making an oath? With such great benefits, what was the point of paying such a small price? So, after worshipping the ancestral hall, all the sect masters in Zhao fell into Wang Yu's hands and became one. Kid, the sect's foundation has been laid. All that's left is to slowly develop. What you need to think about now is your cultivation. After the soul formation grand ceremony, Wang Yu gained control of all the sect masters in Zhao. The Heaven's Fate Pearl had a new plan. Yes. Although I have the strength of a soul formation cultivator, this power is really insignificant. The more Wang Yu interacted with, the more he understood, and the more his horizons were broadened. In the state of Zhao, the divine transformation realm was a supreme being. However, outside of planet Suzaku, this bit of cultivation was nothing. Planet Suzaku is connected to the rain celestial realm of the wind, rain, thunder, and lightning celestial realms. Although these celestials aren't real celestials and their bloodline is very thin, they are still very useful. The Heaven's Fate Pearl smiled. The Heavenly Fate Pearl glanced at Wang Yu and smiled. Although you now possess the immortal ancient indestructible body, you don't have any immortal elemental energy. Quickly go to the rain's celestial realm and absorb some celestial origin energy. Otherwise, your immortal ancient indestructible body will remain at the level of an infant. Yes. Wang Yu nodded. Ever since I obtained the immortal ancient indestructible body, I realized that absorbing spiritual qi wasn't of much use to me. No matter how much I absorb, I won't be full. After attaining the immortal ancient indestructible body, the infant level, Wang Yu absorbed all of the spiritual power he'd obtained from the land of the ancient gods. However, even after absorbing so much spiritual energy, his immortal ancient indestructible body did not improve at all. Of course. In order for an ancient god to grow from an infant to a youth, they had to absorb the spiritual energy of an entire planet. What's more, you have an immortal ancient indestructible body that is even more powerful than the ancient gods. The Heavenly Fate Pearl chuckled. Don't worry, as long as you go to the rain immortal realm and absorb the immortal energy, I have something good here that will be enough for you to absorb for a long time. What is it? Wang Yu was a little surprised. Hadn't the harvest of this period been used up? Of course it's the origin energy. The Heavenly Fate Jewel held a ball of fire in its hand. Don't tell me you've forgotten about the origin energy you collected on the 18th level of the Immortal Graveyard? The Heavenly Fate Jewel waved its hand to withdraw the ball of fire and continued speaking. Although it's impure, it's still the power of the peak of the second step. It won't be difficult for you to grow the immortal ancient indestructible body to the youth level. Then, how do I go to the rain immortal realm? Over the years, Wang Yu had heard a lot of common knowledge and ancient secrets of the cultivation world from the Heavenly Fate Jewel. Wang Yu had some understanding of the rain immortal realm. The rain immortal realm had been destroyed, and only by obtaining the rain cauldron could one reach the rain immortal realm. There were still several hundred years until the rain cauldron appeared. TSK. Kid, this old man naturally has a way to get you to the rain immortal realm. The Heavenly Fate Jewel snorted and waved its hand, creating a screen of light in front of Wang Yu. This person is called Zhou Yi, from the 5 Elements sect of a rank 5 cultivation country. He has the body of a rain immortal with him. The Heavenly Fate Jewel smiled maliciously. If you can snatch this immortal corpse, I can use its bloodline information to find the rain immortal realm. However, this female immortal corpse is Zhou Yi's flesh and blood. If you dare to touch it, he will fight you to the death. He will really fight you to the death. It's best if you don't provoke this kind of madman. The Heavenly Fate Jewel curled its lips and released another screen of light. The screen showed a world of ice and snow, and a beautiful but cold woman stood proudly in the snow. She is called Red Butterfly. Although she is only an early-stage soul formation cultivator from Shuiyu. However, she is the reincarnation of Celestial Lord Qing Shui's daughter from the Thunder Immortal Realm. The Heavenly Fate Jewel pointed at the screen of light. Although there are some differences between the Thunder Immortal Realm and the Rain Immortal Realm, the 4 immortal realms come from the same source. Through her, I can find the Rain Immortal Realm. Then, here comes the problem. The Heavenly Fate Jewel clapped its hands. Do you plan to fight with this necrophiliac? Or do you want to have a heart-to-heart talk with this ice beauty? Necrophiliac, I'd better not provoke him. It was just asking for directions. Even if Wang Yu could easily kill Zhou Yi, there was no need for that. Very good. Choosing the Ice Beauty is a wise choice. The heavenly fate jewel smiled and waved its hand to open a transfer gate. Go, young man, have a heart-to-heart talk with the Ice Beauty. That's right, boy, this woman is not simple. She has the 5 elemental spirit body and can summon the spirits of the 5 elements. Including herself. If you want to fight, you'll have to fight 6 soul formation cultivators. It's just asking for directions, there's no need to fight, right? Wang Yu smiled and shook his head. He stepped into the transfer gate and arrived at the snow country at the north of planet Suzaku. In front of him was a world of ice and snow. The whistling cold wind swept up the ice and snow, sweeping over like a blade. If it was a normal person, they wouldn't be able to survive in this snow country. However, this level of ice and snow had no effect on Wang Yu. Is this the snow country? I'm afraid only cultivators who cultivate the power of ice are suitable for this place. Wang Yu looked around and felt the dense ice spiritual energy in the air. A smile appeared on his face. My initial path started from the power of ice. He waved his hand toward the sky and a ray of cold light shot into the sky. Heaven and earth were extremely cold and could freeze anything. The power of the ice spirit divine light was on full display in the snow country. With the grand primordial ice as the foundation and the yellow springs aperture ascension technique's supreme realm power, the icy soul light that was born had already shown that it possessed the aura of the origin of the frost power of heaven and earth. As the ice spirit divine light shot out, the origin energy in the entire snow country trembled violently. The ice spiritual energy in the snow country began to surge. This commotion naturally alerted the cultivators of the country of Shuiyu. This is your way of asking for directions? If you can't find anyone, you'll have them find you? Hee, that's a good idea. However, the heavenly fate jewel's words were still echoing in Wang Yu's mind when a ray of cold light appeared in the distance. A beautiful woman in white clothes, as pure as a snow lotus, stood on top of the flowing light and rushed toward Wang Yu. Her name was Red Butterfly. Red Butterfly, a woman who had lived a tragic life. In another line of fate, she didn't meet the person who changed her fate. Now everything was different. There is no sorrow or pain in this world, Li Yu said. Chapter 421. Why have you come to the snow region and created such a scene? A young girl in snow-white clothes and picturesque features landed gracefully in front of Wang Yu. Her clear and cold tone was like a gust of wind blowing past the summit of a snowy mountain. I'm here for you. Wang Yu looked at Red Butterfly and remembered that the Destiny Pearl said that she was the reincarnation of immortal Lord Qing Shui's daughter. He couldn't help but take another look at this cold girl. Hearing Wang Yu's words and seeing Wang Yu staring at her, Red Butterfly frowned and a trace of anger flashed across her cold face. Huh! Wang Yu also realized that he said something wrong and quickly explained, No, that's not what I meant. What I meant was, I want a drop of your blood. According to the requirements of the Destiny Pearl, he needed a drop of Red Butterfly's blood for the Destiny Pearl to find the location of the Rain's celestial realm. A drop of blood? Red Butterfly raised her eyebrows and a cold smile appeared on her cold face. Then come and get it. Boom. Before Red Butterfly finished speaking, she formed a seal with her hands. Her hands bloomed like a lotus, and an icy cold air rushed out. 5 elemental spirits appear. 5 rays of light rushed out from behind Red Butterfly and turned into 5 puppets of different colors and auras. Once the 5 elemental spirits appeared, they roared into the sky and charged toward Wang Yu. So, you still want to fight? Wang Yu shook his head speechlessly. A white light bloomed in his hand. It was a pure white. It was white. It was silence. Silent cold light freeze. Heaven and earth returned to silence. The silent cold light bloomed like a raging tide. The 5 elemental spirits that just rushed out were hit by this white light and immediately froze to the ground, as if they had fallen into eternal slumber. No wonder you dare to come to the snow region. You do have some skills, but… The hand seals in Red Butterfly's hands began to change again. It was as if the great Tao was emotionless and all living beings were trapped within it. Emotionless, desireless, thoughtless, and senseless. A power that could destroy even his thoughts and instincts came crashing down. Wait. Wang Yu sighed. I'm not here to fight. Can you let me finish? Red Butterfly's eyebrows furrowed. Her eyes had already turned ice cold and emotionless. A trace of surprise flashed through her eyes. What do you want to say? I'm here to work with you. You are also at the spirit severing stage. If you want to advance to the soul transformation stage, you will need immortal chi. I have a way to find the Rain Immortal Realm, but… Wang Yu smiled. But I need a drop of your blood. Rain Immortal Realm? A drop of my blood? Do you think I'll believe you? Even a strand of hair can be cursed, and you want me to give you a drop of blood? Am I that stupid? Red Butterfly coldly snorted and began to form hand seals again. I said with my strength, why would I lie to you? Wang Yu knew that he wouldn't be able to convince Red Butterfly if he didn't take out something real. With a swipe of his hand, the plenilune blade at his waist was unsheathed. Moonlight shone on the long saber. A vast, boundless, earth-shattering aura rushed out as if the sky was falling and the earth was rending. Feeling this boundless and unfathomable power, Red Butterfly's expression changed and she stopped what she was doing. This power was so strong that it couldn't be resisted. Even if the entire snow domain united, they still wouldn't be able to resist it. With such power, if he wanted to harm her, there was no need for any schemes. He could just directly crush her. I really just want to go to the Rain Immortal Realm. You don't have to be so wary. Wang Yu shook his head. With a wave of his hand, he took out the Heavenly Fate Pearl and handed it to Red Butterfly. If you don't trust me, you can take this magic tool and drip a drop of blood on it. How about it? Is that so? Red Butterfly looked at Wang Yu for a while. With this person's strength, he could easily kill me. At that time, it would be easy for him to take my blood. In that case, it shouldn't be a lie. Okay. But I have a request. If I can really go to the Rain Immortal Realm, I want to go too. The Rain Immortal Realm would open many years later. If Wang Yu could really enter the Rain Immortal Realm early, Red Butterfly naturally wouldn't let go of this opportunity. No problem. The Heavenly Fate Pearl told him that it didn't matter if he brought an extra person, so Wang Yu didn't mind. I hope you can keep your promise. Red Butterfly took the Heavenly Fate Pearl and flicked her finger. A drop of blood fell on the Heavenly Fate Pearl. The Heavenly Fate Pearl trembled slightly. Red Butterfly's blood instantly disintegrated and continuously analyzed the information in Red Butterfly's bloodline. Child, your father is a hero. A great hero with an indomitable spirit. The moment the blood fell, the Heavenly Fate Pearl flashed with a spiritual light. At that moment, Red Butterfly's mind rumbled. It was as if a door that had been sealed for a long time had been opened. Strange scenes flashed in her mind. In a gorgeous palace surrounded by immortal clouds, a little girl was laughing and playing beside her parents in the splattering of blood. A crazy and sinister figure laughed wildly as he waved his sword. Child, your mother committed suicide. Your father didn't kill her. Your father, he's sick. This wasn't his intention. Don't hate him. Child, remember, your father is a hero. A graceful woman in a luxurious palace dress looked at the little girl with a miserable expression. She held a golden hairpin in her hand and stabbed it viciously into her heart. Ah! Red Butterfly exclaimed. She looked up blankly. Before she knew it, tears were streaming down her face. Who am I? At that moment, Red Butterfly's emotionless state of mind disappeared. There was only confusion and an inexplicable pain in her heart. Sigh, the heavenly fate pearl unearthed Red Butterfly's memories of her past life. Wang Yu also saw those scenes and couldn't help but sigh. Didn't you see it all? Celestial Lord Qing Shui? My father? Why? Red Butterfly's face was filled with pain and confusion. Then, you'll have to find the answer yourself. Wang Yu waved his hand and the heavenly fate pearl flew into his hand. Spiritual light flashed and the void trembled slightly. A watery light screen appeared in front of the two of them. The rain's celestial realm has opened. You'll have to find the answer on your own. Wang Yu gestured to Red Butterfly and stepped into the spatial tunnel. Yes, I'll find the answer. Red Butterfly bit her lips tightly and followed Wang Yu into the spatial tunnel. Light flashed and the world changed. The two of them instantly arrived in a field of broken ruins. This was a dilapidated space. The entire ground was like a broken mirror, broken into countless fragments that floated in the void. The entire space was dead silent. There was no sign of life. This is the celestial realm? The rain's celestial realm? I remember. The celestial realm wasn't like this at that time? Red Butterfly's mind was in a mess when she saw the scene in front of her. Her face was filled with shock. What happened to the celestial realm? Chapter 422. Senior Heaven's Mandate. Do you know what happened? Wang Yu didn't understand the current situation of the rain's celestial realm and what happened to Red Butterfly in her previous life. It's okay to tell you. The 4 celestial realms were created by the sovereign of the sealed realm. Then, there was a palm print servant named Lien Daofei in the archaic star field. He calls himself the sovereign. The heavenly fate pearl explained in Wang Yu's mind. The sovereign gathered a group of old subordinates of the 7-colored celestial sovereign and wanted to leave the cave world. But the broken door was inside the sealed realm, so they had to fight. After the fight, the sovereign of the sealed realm was killed and the 4 celestial realms were destroyed. More importantly, the third soul of the 7-colored celestial sovereign's 3 soul reincarnations was the key to reopening the door. The war inside and outside the sealed realm was to lure out the third soul. As for immortal monarch Qing Shui, he was a reincarnation of one of the 7-colored celestial sovereign's subsouls. The 7-colored celestial sovereign's main soul reincarnation was called the 7-colored Taoist. He wanted to get Qing Shui's slaughter essence and used underhanded methods. He used the 7-colored nail to drive Qing Shui crazy. The heavenly fate pearl explained in Wang Yu's mind, but Wang Yu was confused. He didn't understand these so-called ancient secret. Don't worry about it. Since you're in the rain's celestial realm, quickly find a place to absorb immortal qi and refine immortal essence. The heavenly fate pearl waved its hand impatiently and didn't bother to explain to Wang Yu. Okay. Wang Yu nodded and then looked at Red Butterfly, who was still in a daze. Miss Red Butterfly, I'm going to find immortal qi, you. I'm fine. Red Butterfly took a deep breath, and her expression returned to normal. I remember a lot of things, but I have more doubts. To uncover the mystery, I need enough strength. I will increase my strength as soon as possible. Red Butterfly looked at the broken rain's celestial realm. I came to the rain's celestial realm before and have some impression of this place. I know where the immortal qi is the strongest. Follow me. As she spoke, Red Butterfly's figure rose and flew into the distance. Okay. Wang Yu agreed and followed behind Red Butterfly as they sped along. Red Butterfly flew over the fragments of the immortal realm for tens of thousands of miles before she suddenly stopped. In front of him was a shattered void, as if a mirror was missing a piece. There was no sky, no earth, only nothingness. The imperial palace of the rain world actually disappeared? Looking at the void, Red Butterfly frowned. What happened? Wang Yu asked Red Butterfly. This is the palace of immortal Emperor Qing Lin of the Rain Immortal World. Back then, I came here with my father. Now, the Imperial Palace had actually disappeared? What exactly happened in the immortal world? Is the Thunder Immortal Realm also like this? Red Butterfly sighed bitterly. The Thunder Immortal Realm was her home in her previous life. Although, because his father had gone mad and his mother had died, it was a place of sorrow. But that was still home. The Rain Immortal Realm had already been reduced to such a state. What would the Thunder Immortal Realm be like? Unfortunately, the Immortal Realm had been destroyed, and they were temporarily unable to travel from the Rain Realm to the Thunder Realm. The Rain Immortal Realm must have been attacked. If it was an enemy, the Imperial Palace would definitely be the most damaged. Wang Yu glanced at Red Butterfly and nodded. It's fine, we can slowly look for it. There are so many places, we will definitely be able to find remnants of immortal energy. I also know a place that is very hidden and won't be attacked. It must still be there. Red Butterfly gestured to Wang Yu and her figure flashed, whistling through the air. Not long after, the two arrived near a fragment of the immortal realm. In front of the two, there were 3 fragments of the immortal realm, overlapping each other and floating in the void. Sure enough, it's still here. Red Butterfly looked at the 3rd layer of the immortal realm fragment at the bottom, and a trace of a smile appeared on her lips, as if reminiscing. That is one of Aunt Qing Shuang's villas. Back then, I came here to play. Red Butterfly looked ahead and a trace of sadness appeared on her face. I don't know. Aunt Qing Shuang. Red Butterfly sighed and clasped her hands together. A dot of golden light shined on her fingertips. Door opening technique. Qing Shuang Villas, open. The golden dot of light rushed out and landed on the 3rd layer of the Immortal Realm fragment. Boom. On the 3rd layer of the Immortal Realm fragment, a golden light rushed out and turned into a long rainbow, landing in front of Red Butterfly. Let's go. Red Butterfly beckoned to Wang Yu and stepped on the golden rainbow. The golden rainbow turned and the two landed on the 3rd layer of the Immortal Realm fragment. A golden light screen slowly unfolded in front of them, revealing a huge immortal palace that was as white as jade and exuded boundless immortal energy. The entire immortal palace is made of immortal jade? What a big deal! Seeing this immortal palace and feeling the immortal energy emitted from it, Wang Yu felt comfortable all over and his blood flow became more lively. This immortal energy is enough for us to cultivate. Red Butterfly glanced at Wang Yu and her cold voice sounded again. You let me recover the memories of my previous life, but also made me feel endless pain. With this immortal energy we are even. After speaking, Red Butterfly ignored Wang Yu and walked towards the immortal palace. You are really... Wang Yu looked at Red Butterfly's back and shook his head speechlessly. After a while, the two walked into the immortal palace. Red Butterfly had recovered the memories of her previous life, so she was very familiar with this immortal palace that she had been to before. After finding the cultivation room, the two each found a futon to sit on and began to absorb the immortal energy. Red Butterfly sat cross-legged and circulated her energy. Rays of 5-colored light rose and shrouded her in a 5-colored cloud. Did she change her cultivation technique? Seeing the aura on Red Butterfly's body, it was completely different from before. Wang Yu asked the Destiny Pearl in surprise. She is a 5-element spiritual body, so she shouldn't be cultivating any immortal energy. The cultivation technique she is using now is suitable for her. This should be because she recovered the memories of her previous life and merged with her natal item. That's true. Wang Yu nodded his head. The 5-elemental spiritual body was not compatible with the frost chi. I am also going to absorb the immortal energy. Senior Destiny Pearl, I have the immortal ancient indestructible body, so it shouldn't be a problem for me to cultivate the ice spirit divine light, right? Of course not. This cultivation technique is suitable for you. Hearing the Destiny Pearl's answer, Wang Yu was relieved and began to absorb the immortal energy according to the ice spirit divine light. As Wang Yu circulated his energy, it was as if he had turned into a black hole, crazily absorbing the immortal energy in the immortal palace. Under this suction force, the immortal energy in the immortal palace surged rapidly and a huge vortex appeared around Wang Yu's body. This movement awakened Red Butterfly, who was circulating her energy. Seeing the phenomenon caused by Wang Yu absorbing the immortal energy, even though Red Butterfly had recovered her memories, she was still shocked. The speed of absorbing immortal energy is so fast? Even in the immortal world, there were not many people who could reach this level. Where did this person come from? Chapter 423. Bang, bang, bang. Immortal Qi continued to enter his body. His heart beat like a drum and his blood surged like a raging tide. The immortal ancient indestructible body continued to absorb immortal Qi, and a special power was born in Wang Yu's body. It was not the ancient race's body ability or the immortal race's technique, but a combination of the two. This power spread throughout his body and was very similar to the ancient race's body ability. However, this power flowed through his body like immortal essence and could activate various techniques at any time. This was the strength of the immortal ancient indestructible body. At the same time, they possessed all the abilities of the two strongest races, and could even merge the two powers into one. Boom! When a ray of golden immortal essence was born and flowed through his body, a loud explosion woke Wang Yu up from his cultivation. There was only ruins before him. The beautiful immortal palace from before had completely disappeared. You've absorbed all the immortal Qi in the immortal palace. Red Butterfly glared at Wang Yu. Also, after absorbing so much immortal Qi, you're still a rank 5 exalted immortal? Oh, rank 5 exalted immortal is the soul formation stage. I'm really sorry. Wang Yu smiled helplessly. I also didn't know you could absorb so much immortal Qi that you can't even cultivate. No worries. Although the Rain Celestial Realm is broken, there are still many immortal palaces left. We can look for them later. As Red Butterfly spoke, she looked at Wang Yu with a strange expression. I couldn't tell before. Now that you've cultivated immortal essence, your immortal aura is so strong? Who exactly are you? Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. Wang Yu stood up and smiled at Red Butterfly. My name is Wang Yu. I'm from planet Suzaku's rank 3 cultivation country, Zhao. Humph. Red Butterfly glanced at Wang Yu and snorted. If you don't want to say, then forget it. I'm telling the truth. Although my bloodline is a bit special, I don't know what's going on. The Heavenly Fate Pearl didn't let Wang Yu talk about the immortal ancient indestructible body, so he could only be vague. You don't know? I'm afraid you have the same origin as me. It's just that he hasn't recovered his previous memories. Red Butterfly made a guess based on her own situation. Although it was far from the topic, it was the most reasonable explanation. Let's go. Let's go to the next place. With that, the two of them left the third layer of the Celestial Realm fragment and continued their search in the Rain Celestial Realm. Red Butterfly came from the Thunder Immortal World. Although she had been to the Rain Immortal World, she was only familiar with a few places. At this time, Wang Yu displayed his invincible might. After the Heavenly Fate Jewel's scanning function was activated, the immortal mansions hidden in the ruins were found one after another. The two of them absorbed the immortal energy and turned them into ruins. You don't seem to know any immortal arts? After the two swept through a few fragments of the immortal realm, Red Butterfly saw that Wang Yu only used Icy Spirit Holy Light and Nirvana Cold Light. He didn't use any immortal arts. Yes, I don't know any immortal arts. Wang Yu smiled helplessly at Red Butterfly. Within the sealed realm, The 4 great immortal realms were all created by the sealed realm sovereign. Li Yu, who had obtained all the memories of the sovereign of sealed realm, naturally knew immortal arts. It was just that the heavenly fate jewel hadn't started teaching Wang Yu. After all, Wang Yu's strength was still weak. Increasing his cultivation was the key. What's more, Wang Yu almost didn't use any immortal arts. With the pet Plenilune and the ancient divine weapon Plenilune Blade, he could defeat anyone without using any immortal arts. If he really couldn't defeat them, even if he used immortal arts, it would be useless. I have an immortal art here. It was the lost art of the Thunder Immortal World's Immortal Emperor Bai Fan. My father was the disciple of Immortal Emperor Bai Fan. This wind and rain summoning technique was also passed on to me. Red Butterfly looked at Wang Yu. Seeing that you might be of the same immortal lineage, I will pass on this immortal art to you. You let me recover the memories of my previous life. We are even now. With that, Red Butterfly flicked her finger and a golden light ball floated in front of Wang Yu. How many times have you been even now? Wang Yu smiled and reached out to receive the light ball and pressed it between his eyebrows. Humph! Red Butterfly snorted when she heard this. She seemed somewhat displeased. Seeing that Wang Yu did not hesitate to integrate the light ball into his sea of consciousness, it seemed that he trusted her very much. Red Butterfly's expression eased a bit. There is another immortal art here. It was taught to me by Aunt Xing Shuang. I will also teach it to you. With that, another light ball appeared on Red Butterfly's fingertip. She waved her hand and inserted it between Wang Yu's eyebrows. This art is called wind summoning. A gust of black wind howled as wind dragons swept across the area. The earth collapsed, the mountains and rivers dissipated, the buildings were annihilated. Everything in front of this black gust of wind was blown away by the gust of wind and turned into flying ash. This art is called rain summoning. Torrential rain poured down, covering the sky and the earth. In this torrential rain, the earth, mountains and rivers, all things in the world, everything melted. This art is called freeze. Freeze the body, freeze the mind, freeze the flow of time and space, freeze all things in the world. Freeze. With a light shout, the wind stopped and the clouds stopped. Time and space stopped and all things were still. What a powerful immortal art! Seeing the scene in his mind, Wang Yu was very shocked. Immortal art is actually so powerful. With your current strength, you are still far from being able to fully display the power of an immortal art. Little brat, quickly increasing your cultivation is the most important thing. These few immortal arts are nothing, this old man has plenty of them. The Heaven's Fate Pearl snorted in disdain. He, Senior Tianming is right. Wang Yu smiled and clasped his hands toward Red Butterfly. Many thanks. We are even. Red Butterfly replied. She then leaped up and ran far away. This girl has a sharp tongue but a soft heart. Wang Yu smiled and shook his head. He flew up with Red Butterfly and continued on his path of plundering. Under the Heaven's Fate Pearl's scan, the two of them were like locusts passing through. The shattered celestial realm was completely turned upside down. I am about to break through. After sweeping through hundreds of thousands of kilometers of territory, Red Butterfly stopped and turned to Wang Yu. No. The Rain's celestial realm is very damaged. If I break through here, it will definitely cause a void storm. This is very dangerous. Hearing Red Butterfly's words, Wang Yu's heart tightened. You must not take this risk. It won't be too late to break through after we return to planet Suzaku. I know. A faint smile appeared on Red Butterfly's face. That is why I have suppressed my cultivation. Once you have absorbed enough celestial spiritual energy, we will be able to leave. That's good. Wang Yu let out a sigh of relief. It looks like I have to speed up. Then the two of them continued to sweep through the celestial realm, searching for immortal caves to absorb celestial spiritual energy. Every time they found an immortal cave, Wang Yu would sit down and absorb celestial spiritual energy, while Red Butterfly would stand guard beside him. Time passed day by day. After sweeping through hundreds of thousands of kilometers, Wang Yu finally reached saturation and was close to breaking through. It was worth mentioning that while Wang Yu and Red Butterfly were searching, they found a hidden immortal cave and found 3 god-slaying war chariots inside. One was a thunder war chariot pulled by a thunder beast, one was a mysterious gold war chariot pulled by a golden hoe, and the third was a small butterfly war chariot. I didn't expect there to be such an unexpected harvest even though we were about to leave. Wang Yu waved his hand and put the 3 war chariots into his Heaven's Fate Pearl. He turned to Red Butterfly and said, "Your name is Red Butterfly. That butterfly war chariot is suitable for you. In the future, you will be able to control the butterfly war chariot and dominate the world." "Is that so?" Red Butterfly's eyes lit up and she smiled. "Then I will use that butterfly war chariot in the future." At this point, their trip to the Rain's celestial realm was officially over. Chapter 424. Is this the soul transformation realm? After breaking through a barrier, the world suddenly opened up. Wang Yu only felt that the immortal elemental energy in his body was like an endless river. This is a 6th-stage upper immortal. Although it is equivalent to the soul transformation realm, the essence of their power is not the same. We are using immortal energy while they are using spiritual energy. Red Butterfly also retracted her cultivation at the same time. The rainbow-like multicolored light gradually converged and the vast immortal energy converged. Between her eyebrows, a bright rose-like rune flashed. From Qi refinement to ascendant, along with illusory yin and corporeal yang. These 9 stages of Qi refinement are essentially to bring a cultivator's body, soul, and spiritual energy closer to the ancient Qi refinement warriors, which is to say, us immortals. Red Butterfly stretched out her hand and multicolored rose petals fell from her fingertip. As for us, we already have the essence of an immortal. All we need is to increase our immortal energy. Great immortal Red Butterfly is mighty. Wang Yu chuckled at Red Butterfly and a palm-sized butterfly appeared in his hand. Great immortal Red Butterfly, please kindly accept this. Is this the butterfly chariot? Red Butterfly stretched out her hand and took the butterfly. A bit of immortal energy seeped in and instantly refined the butterfly chariot. You unsealed it? A 9th-stage upper immortal artifact. Oh, that is a corporeal yang artifact. It is not easy to completely unseal it. Red Butterfly glanced at Wang Yu and a strange light flashed in her eyes. She waved her hand and the butterfly in her hand fluttered. True immortal imperial artifact technique, combine. A speck of golden light shot out from his hand and struck the fluttering butterfly. The butterfly shook violently and turned into multicolored light that merged into Red Butterfly's body. Butterfly wings appear. With a delicate shout, multicolored light bloomed behind Red Butterfly and 2 multicolored butterfly wings grew out from her back. The butterfly wings fluttered lightly and fluttered. White clothes, multicolored wings, as beautiful as a flower. It was as if a butterfly was dancing in the spring breeze among the flowers all over the mountain. It was so beautiful that it was intoxicating. A bell-like laughter drifted with the wind. The dancing figure was cheerful and gentle. A happy red butterfly is the most beautiful red butterfly. Compared to the ice-cold red butterfly in the snow country, this red butterfly in front of him was the most beautiful. But Wang Yu's heart trembled violently as he recalled the sorrowful and tragic scenes he saw when Red Butterfly recovered her memories. The problem with immortal Lord Qingshui's problem. The 7-colored Taoist scheme, which led to immortal Lord Qingshui. The 7-colored Taoist? Wang Yu clenched his fists. He had already marked the 7-colored Taoist as a target that he had to kill. Butterfly chariot, very good, thank you. The 5-colored butterfly wings slowly extended, and red butterfly landed in front of Wang Yu. She looked at Wang Yu with a smile. Don't mention it. Wang Yu waved his hand and turned his head to look at the broken planet. He said to Red Butterfly, we broke through here. Now, we break through. After leaving the Rain's celestial realm, the two of them came to this desolate planet under the guidance of the Heaven's Fate Pearl and broke through here. Now that the two of them had broken through, it was time to leave. It's time to go back. Red Butterfly nodded and suddenly asked Wang Yu, that's right, don't tell me you're really from the Hingyu sect in the country of Zhao. That's right. I told you a long time ago. Wang Yu smiled at Red Butterfly and opened a spatial tunnel. Let's go back to planet Suzaku. The two of them stepped into the spatial tunnel. There was a flash of crystal light and they returned to the vast ice plains. He was standing in the same spot that he had left earlier. It was also the spot where the two of them had first met and exchanged blows. Seeing this familiar scene and recalling what had happened, the two of them smiled at each other. The two of them opened their mouths at almost the same time but stopped at the same time. It was as if they both wanted to say something. They silently strolled through the snow, leaving a trail of clear footprints behind them. Red Butterfly, Wang Yu turned his head and called out to Red Butterfly. Then he seemed to take a deep breath. Red Butterfly, I'll come find you. What? Red Butterfly was stunned for a moment. Then she saw Wang Yu open a spatial tunnel before him. His body flickered, as if he was in a hurry and disappeared in the blink of an eye. Seeing this situation, Red Butterfly was overjoyed and laughed out loud. You'll come find me? Then, I'll wait for you to come find me. Red Butterfly smiled sweetly. There was a flash of 5-colored light. Like a fluttering butterfly, she floated with the wind and disappeared without a trace. There was a flash of crystal light. Wang Yu stepped out and returned to the Hingyu sect. Phew, Wang Yu let out a long sigh. His heart was still thumping. Ha 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 ha. The wanton laughter of the Heaven's Fate Pearl echoed in his mind. Boy, didn't you just like a girl? You're acting like a thief. Wang Yu smiled awkwardly. I'm not sure. Okay, you can deal with this matter by yourself. Right now, it's more important to consolidate your cultivation. Next, Wang Yu went into closed-door cultivation in the Hingyu sect. It seemed that everything was peaceful and beautiful. But someone couldn't bear to see others doing well. Suzaku. This was the only rank 6 cultivation country on planet Suzaku. In the most powerful country on planet Suzaku, there was one person who was dissatisfied with Wang Yu's rise. In the Suzaku main hall, an old man in a white robe frowned as he looked at a crystal ball before him. At this moment, the crystal ball was floating in the air. A mysterious aura was emitted from the crystal ball. It was as if all life on planet Suzaku was related to this crystal ball. Rank 3 cultivation country Zhao? Hingyu sex Wang Yu? Nascent soul stage in 4 years? Soul formation stage in 10 years? Where did this person come from? An accident that wasn't under my control? The old man frowned. He stretched out a finger and a ray of light shot out and touched the crystal ball. Buzz! The crystal ball shook violently, and a golden light flashed, dispersing the spiritual light that the old man had shot out. Damn it! The old man cursed. That damn second-generation Suzaku sealed the cultivation planet crystal before he died. This old man, as the Suzaku, can't even control the cultivation planet crystal? This is preposterous. The old man waved his hand and the table before him turned into a pile of dust. Someone come, pass down my decree. I summon Wang Yu of the Hingyu sect from the country of Zhao to the Suzaku Divine Mountain for an audience. The old man reached out and grabbed the cultivation planet crystal. His face was still filled with hatred. The cultivation planet crystal contains a part of the soul of every life on planet Suzaku. If it wasn't sealed, I could kill them with a single thought. Why would I go through all this trouble? After putting away the cultivation planet crystal, the old man looked toward the country of Shuiyu in the north. His eyes became cold. Shuiyu's red butterfly is the cultivation furnace this old man chose for my disciple, Qianfeng. Now I need to plant a seed of my domain in her. When she matures, I can harvest her. Someone come, pass down my decree. Shuiyu's red butterfly is here for an audience. After the 2 decrees were sent out, Suzaku gave the order and tens of thousands of people obeyed. Then, he stepped onto the path of death. You're tuning in to the Phoenix Knights YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.